this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
Raceway Park. It's Mr. Justin Dubé, Holy G, Alex Stein, Johnson.
Reach the bar, underground methods, not natural, get the more than the whistle. Right terror, but they
for the final, one more time. Let's see if we get a winner here. We do have a decision on the course. Marco Tassone is your 2024 Spec-D champion. Welcome along, everybody, to Agassiz Raceway, and welcome along to round 2 of the Spec-D Drift Series. Practice yesterday was heating up quick right off the bat with a 2-hour open session for our drivers to eye out this brand new venue and the sick layout here. Promises speedy, flowy tandems, carnage, and amazing battles all throughout the day, so I hope you stay tuned here. In regards to the championship battle, Matt Rezeki picked up right where he left off at Rad Torque Raceway, showing us early on in the practice session that he is the man to watch this weekend. As far as practice goes yesterday, some drivers had some homework to do overnight, some drivers immediately dialed in. One of those drivers, Corscaden, looking hungry again. Maybe we'll see him on the podium. Another driver to mention, the notorious GAB, in a rental car this weekend, with the main car suffering some catastrophic damage after round 1. He's going to have his work cut out for him if he wants to keep pace with some of these other drivers out here this weekend. Another driver to keep your eye on, Brett Alexander, hot off the charge of round 1. He looks on point here at Agassiz Raceway. We're pretty excited to see what he can do today. With that being said, this is drifting. Anything can and will happen. You want to keep your eyes glued to the stream to see who comes out on top this weekend. Well, to recap off your Friday qualifying, we have seen so much more madness than I thought it was even possible to pack in on Friday. We still got to do it Saturday. Qualifying brought us a lot of surprises and a few upsets as well. Matt Rezeki on top once again, pole position, going for that championship.
Zendara looking great in practice and then coming out with a 0. Put it together in her second run, so let's see what she can do tomorrow.
Zendara Kennedy, a little bit back behind the field, but that means she chases first, and I think that's going to be very exciting. And I gotta give a personal shout out to Sean Corscaden. Once again, man, wreckers and checkers, Spec-D's best unicyclist, proven to be Spec-D's most exciting qualifier. Another standout driver to mention, Brett Alexander, once again showing us maybe that first run not for him, but that second run, all money.
Big upset in qualifying tonight was Gabe. He came out hot, but then finished in his second qualifying run with the car unable to start and heading into the competition with one score.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
Your words moving, turning physical. Your rhetoric is cheap and very typical. Was hoping that the captain was amenable. Jealous of the right, turning spiritual. They can turn on purpose and fearing you. They never
How you guys doing out there? Yeah, having fun? Who's got a sick sunburn yet?
Me, I do.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty red too, my dude. Girlfriends in the audience, thank you for remembering sunscreen for those silly boys. We try our best, but we nah, just kidding. We don't even try. We're just dumb. Jordan, hey bud, how you doing? Want to talk? No, okay. He's a little shy guy.
We'll just
but
shout
that's
him
okay.
out.
Yeah, Jordan, what can't you say, man? Stepping up, running the Spec-D Drift Series this year. He's done an amazing job. Usually involved with the BCDA out here for practice stuff here and at Agassiz and all around British Columbia. Who knows where they'll go next? Guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. It's always evolving and always changing.
Let's talk a little bit through what this license is that's up for grabs today, because some of our audience members might not know. Maybe they just showed up because they heard, oh, sick, a drift event. I don't even know what that is, because that's how I showed up 3 years ago.
Yep.
So when somebody wins this license, it's for Formula Drift. Can you talk us through, what does that mean? Where do they go? What's that competition like?
Absolutely. So in Canada, Spec-D, I believe, is the only Formula Drift Pro Spec licensing series. And what that entails is this is the best in Canada right here. To go up to the next level, that is the Formula Drift Pro Spec series. So that's one under the Formula Drift Pro 1 is what they call. And what I like to really relate to Canadians is if you have the NHL, Pro Spec is like your AHL, and then Spec-D would be like your WHL. So if you follow your hockey and your stick puck, which I clearly don't, that's the best way to explain that to you. So this is anything from grassroots privateer drivers to drivers just stepping into programs, getting those big name sponsors. You see it on Matt's door with Loadcore joining his program, obviously. This is where really the battleground starts. This is where the sponsorships and the programs start to form. This is where guys that like myself, that just do it for fun, just to go out and have a laugh with the friends. This is that next level. This is where you start to polish it up a little bit, make the car prettier, start to learn a little bit of professionalism, and it varies, as you may have guessed by some of those interviews earlier. But that's what makes Spec-D exciting, I think. And obviously Formula Drift Pro Spec is exciting in its own self, but I think Spec-D is a really good time to really get into the sport of drifting. It's very approachable. As you see, we like to parade our drivers around, basically put them in your face. So I hope you guys have made utilization of that. Go ask all your crazy drift questions. And two, if you're bored of listening to me or Nicole, hopefully not Nicole, I understand if you're bored of listening to me, go through the pits. Check out some of these cars up close. They are very unlike what you see in your usual road-going cars. You usually see the Chevy LS engine swapped into wherever they can fit it, and that's always exciting.
And don't be afraid to ask questions, right? I mean, I know the drivers can be a little shy a lot of the times, but poke your head in the pits, say hello, introduce yourself, ask some questions. It's great. Everybody here wants to share information. We want to get more people into the sport. So once you get them talking, they probably won't shut up, but they will answer tons of your questions and let you kind of poke your head under the hood and see what's in there. It's a big community here, and I think that's one of my favorite things about drifting is the camaraderie in the sport. I've seen drivers in competition go out because they've broken apart, and their competitive driver that they're going up against next wants that battle, so they will actually lend a part to their competitor so that they can go out and battle. So it's super welcoming here, very open, lots of camaraderie, like I said, and we just want to grow and have more of that vibe, so don't be scared.
It's basically Drift Car Show and Tell, and we're really excited to tell you all about it. Going back to what you said, just thinking back to the finals here at Mission Raceway Park last year, Marco Dassone was going up against Jason Webb. Jason Webb ended up blowing his fuel tank or blowing a leak, and the whole Triple S Motorsports crew essentially dragged pits, dragged tires, dragged parts, everything that they could, trying to get Jason Webb back out on track to go battle their driver, Marco. So it's a lot of stuff like that, where it looks like pretty serious competition on track. Behind the scenes, I think we're all one big team. We're all one big family. We all want this to work out. And, I mean, there's nothing more that kind of sells that idea to, I think, our fans than cars on track, running each other, and just having a fun time. So we'll hopefully have some of that here for you. Well, we will have some of that here for you shortly. We are just still giving our live stream team a chance just to rectify the issue. I'm not even going to take a guess at what the technical aspect of it is, but I am hearing that we are live. So hello to a live stream audience. Hope you guys are doing good at home and you've grabbed a snack and have something cold to drink.
And you're enjoying that AC, because I know I definitely would be if I was
I'm just pretending
at home.
we have it. But I think that's the heat stroke.
That slight breeze that comes through the judges' tower every so often is real nice.
Something like that. Well, to put some faces to a name, this is where we're standing. Hi, audience. How you guys doing? We're just chilling here on the corner of this thing, so if this thing goes down, we go down first.
We're far enough away from the track. I hope no one's going to go flying off this far and come over here. I think we should be safe.
You know what, though? I do feel in safe hands. Mission Raceway's safety team here, all highly trained individuals. I'd like to give you guys a shout out there. You've been hanging out. Thank you, Mission Safety Team. Don't look too enthused. That's okay. They were ready.
And a big shout out to our media staff. You will see them speckled throughout the track in the center field, all in their high vis. Without them, we would not be able to bring you guys the live stream. They're getting all the angles. We have people out there capturing media for our social channels. So they put a lot of work out there. They're in the sun. When it rains, they're in the rain. They're facing mosquitoes. They're out there super committed. So we are so grateful to have them.
Yeah, as I mentioned, that's how I got my start, and I don't miss that job. It's pretty brutal out there on that track. It gets pretty hot. Pretty cool to have cars ripping by you and stuff like that. But you know what? This job I think is the best seat in the house. You get to hang out with the judges who are lovely.
Hey, let's introduce our judges.
Hey, you know what? Why not? On the judging panel today, we got Quentin. I've actually never learned your last name. It's just Clinton.
It's just Clinton,
It's
not
just Clinton.
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 We have Clinton Renault, who is going to be our angle judge today. Nope. Just judge.
And the other two lovely gentlemen joining us here is Mr. Lane Weber and, of course, the amazing John Burnstead. Keen to have some more yellow flag moments today, I'm sure. John, you know what? It's been a while since you've been up here, so why don't you scoot on down here and let me ask you a question. Or make me scoot over there, whatever's clever, brother. Mr. John, obviously we saw you round one competition this year. Always love to see you out on track, but
Thanks,
I miss you. I miss you up here in the judging tower. So what are you looking for today, bud?
Are we looking for lead or chase? Well, from the lead driver, we want the lead driver to provide a nice smooth lead run. So for the first corner, if they can have like a nice mangy flick entry, and they can sweep around the first corner and like not wave or anything like that, which really allows the chase driver to close up on that proximity, and really sets both of them up for the entire run. What do you think there, Tony? What are you looking for?
You know, man, I'm just looking to have a good time.
Am I too close to you? Am I in your bubble?
Not close enough. But anyways, we'll work on that proximity, as I'm sure our drivers will throughout the afternoon as well. Sounds like we are just about ready to go, so we're going to hand things over to all these judges. Go back over there. Get to your side of the tower.
How do you guys do this?
All right, fans in the house, I hear some cars firing up over on the side there. Looks like we are going to have Matt Rushetsky coming up to the line, pulling into the burnout box, warming up those tires. As we mentioned earlier, his first run is going to be a bye run, so he will be running this lap independently.
Just a little bit of housekeeping notes from us. If you are feeling yourself a little bit overheated, a little drowsy, a little lightheaded, make sure to go see our safety crew. Yellow helmets, red shirts. They will be able to help you out if you are suffering from the effects of the heat. So just a good chance to remind you to stay shaded, stay hydrated, because we be going until we get a winner out of this one. We are scheduled to vacate the track at 3 o'clock, so we're going to get a little bit of a hurry on. But hey, we'll have her down here as we see on the live pictures. Matt Rezeki just warming up those tires in that Lordco 350Z. And as soon as he takes the line, we will congratulate him as your 2025 Spec-D champion. But I promise I'll sound a little bit more excited than that. It's been a hard-fought few years here for Matt, actually. Last year at Mission Raceway, man, complete monkey paw situation. Wasn't a good qualifying position, lost the car he was driving, took a borrowed car, lost the tire, and unfortunately that season went away from him right there. But that all makes good here, because as we leave the line, your 2025 Spec-D champion, Matt Rezeki, comes in on a solo run here, taking his bye run. Matt, enjoy your championship run, my friend. And that is what the run of a champion looks like. Mission Raceway, make some noise for your 2025 Spec-D champion. Wow, man. I'm so happy to see Matt and his crew take that one finally. They've been working at it for a lot of years, and I know there's going to be some pretty hard partying from that group tonight.
There is definitely going to be a celebration in that pit, I can tell you that much.
For sure. As we go back to live stream replay here, you can see Matt has been dialed on it since the word go this weekend. That is why he is your first place qualifier and looking to make it a perfect event. Let's see if anybody can stand in his way and prevent the sweep, as Matt Rezeki looking just absolutely dialed out there. So there we go, bye run out of the way, and we are going to our first battle, the top 16. We're going to see Carlton McDonald versus Jacob Frostman in the SkyWest Motorsports 350Z versus that nitrous outlet Ford Mustang. It should be a pretty good one. Haven't seen Jacob in Spec-D competition before, but making his debut here today against a tough customer in Carlton McDonald. But Jacob will be leading, so there you go. Little advantage as we go off the line, and we're officially starting our last top 16 battles of 2025. Here we go, Carlton keeping good pace with Jacob as Jacob flies into the course, going all the way to that white line, almost exceeding that line, taking a few cones with him for good measure, filling that first outside zone really well here. Nice transition as you go into that second outer zone, past the first inside clip. Carlton trying to find a place to edge in here. Jacob absolutely flying up front, grabbing another gear. Carlton has to shallow up, trying to keep that proximity up here. But wow, really good run out of the box for Jacob here.
Nice clean run. I got to catch up with Jacob earlier at driver introductions, and he was feeling really good heading into this. Super excited to be driving at Spec-D for his first time, and I'm sure he was loving the clean air out in front there. So we're going to turn him around. We're going to send them back to the line. Jacob will be chasing. Carlton will be out in the lead, and we'll see what happens next.
So as we has a chance, the lead driver, his expectations is to go out, his or her expectations is to go out and make a clean qualifying pass. We want to see them fully in those zones, not trying to dip a tire off track, and ideally not speeding away from that chase driver. Your chase driver's responsibilities, they have to chase that leading driver kind of like a moving clipping point. We wanted to see them danger close but not making contact with them. A little bit of rubbing is fine in racing, but if you're impeding or contacting your lead driver, that is when things start to go a little bit away for you, as I assumed. But here we go, switch them around. This is going to be Carlton McDonald now in the lead. Jacob Frostman going to give chase here. Someone looking for a top 8 berth. Is it going to be Jacob's first one? Is it going to be Carlton's to try to score some more points out there? I know he wants to go on the box this round, and man, he's looking pretty dialed to do so, but a tough customer in Jacob to go up against as we leave the line. Here we go. Nice snappy initiation for Carlton here. Jacob wasting no time, dialing it right up to the door. That nitrous outlet Ford Mustang. Carlton a little shallow in that first outer zone as we come across that drag strip, reaching for that second outer zone now, taking out that first inside clip. Carlton now really starting to pour on that angle as we come into the inside zone 3. Wow, a little bit of dirt on the way in there for Carlton McDonald, but look at Jacob shaking nor stirred, pulling up to the door of Carlton McDonald. And the fireworks have started early here at Mission Raceway this afternoon. As we jump into the replay here, look at Jacob pacing Carlton very well throughout the course. He was there from the word go. A little bit of a bobble there, I think, in the chase position, but has to check up and reinitiate it behind Carlton. Carlton, meanwhile, in that lead position, takes out those clipping points. Not what you want to see. You just want to brush him, don't want to knock him over. You don't want to give more work to our lovely track staff who've been running all weekend. But as we come into that last corner, look at this nice dive in and attack here from Jacob. Doesn't cut the line too much, and it looks nice, pretty nice proximity here. And already, first battle out of the gate, and the judges are asking to see both replays.
That was a good one. I mean, like you said, Jacob was glued to the door, so I'm not surprised. It's going to be a tough one to call, so let's see if we're actually going to send them one more time. How about in the stands? Do you guys want to see that one more time?
Sounds like Jace wants to see it one more time.
The spotters are down on trackside here, and they are pretty hyped. It's fun to watch them get excited and get right in on the action, and we love to hear when they call back to us.
Give you an example for how rowdy these spotters get. Hey, spotters, can you guys give me a hi, yeah, right quick? As they all ignore me. I love that, man. That's all good, man. Whatever, you guys are dead to me.
There it is. Hey, I wonder if I ask them, will they do it louder? Hey, spotters, can I get a hi, yeah? Ooh!
Hey, audience, can you guys give me a hi, yeah? That was pretty soft, dude. What is this, Wednesday night? Get into it. Do it one more time.
That was weak.
Wow, guys, you're giving me solid Monday here, man. I'm asking for Saturday. You know, not asking for much, but we'll come back to you guys shortly here.
You guys can practice that.
I think so. So you guys go take 5 minutes, whatever you need. Go practice that and come back when you're ready to get rowdy. Judges, you guys ready to get going?
Ooh, you got some looks. They are tabulating. They're deliberating. There's a lot to think about here.
I think so. Have to do a little bit of housekeeping. Those of you onto the track entrance, far corner, can you guys go back to the stands, please? Just make up way back over there.
If you are not behind a fence, you need to be behind a fence.
Ideally. Nicole, you're too good at this.
That's why they pay me the big bucks.
That's right. So speaking of working for free in Sunstroke, judges are still deliberating here. And we got the abacus and the pen out, so that's when you know things have gotten pretty serious. I think they're pretty impressed with Jacob and Carlton. What do you think?
I think they are. Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow. As we have the decision come up, it's a split decision.
Oh.
And we are going to go one more time between Carlton and Jacob. So one more time between Jacob and Carlton. And that first one more time right out of the box. Going to be a tough day, I think.
We are, like I said last night a few times, I think we are in for quite a show today. This is, like we said, the last event of the season. There's a lot on the line here. These drivers are still fighting to get on the box, and there's, you know, you can still win today. So they're putting it all out there on the line in these battles. So as we give these drivers a couple seconds to get off the track, they're going to head back to their pits. They're going to do a tire swap. We have Zendara Kennedy over in the burnout box warming up. She will be going on a bye run as Gabe Beaurivage is unable to compete due to his car being out of commission after qualifying last night. So Zendara Kennedy is a former Formula Drift Pro Spec driver. This is the car that she competed in Formula Drift with, so she's got a lot of power to wield in this monster. Yesterday we saw her laying down some pretty sick practice laps, and then she did struggle a little bit with her first qualifying run. So she pulled it together. Practice was looking fantastic this morning. I'm excited to see what she's going to lay out for you guys here today.
So here we go, lights extinguished, and Z goes driving as Zendara Kennedy coming into the course. Nice snappy initiation here. And yeah, you'll see this car really start to open up, so we'll let you enjoy the acoustic sounds here, Zendara Kennedy.
That is some full commitment from Zendara Kennedy. Hang tight, grip tight, all the way off the track, and a little bit of a dirt drop there.
Running the John Bernstead line there. Nod. Right on. Yeah, no, pretty good example of why you'd like to be behind a fence, though, I think. Yeah?
Yeah, remember how we reminded you guys that? I see you're not behind the fence anymore. Please go behind the fence.
Little scooch on over there, please. Don't make me send Mitch over there. You guys don't want to deal with Mitch. Trust me, this is way easier. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Scatter!
So just a reminder, all day today, the rules apply. You guys do need to be behind the fences at all times. You know, we've got some big cars going on here. Things can get squirrely really fast. We want to make sure everyone's safe. We want everyone to make it home tonight. The worst thing that we want to see happen is a little bit of sunstroke, and we hope that you can take care of that. So make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you got sunscreen and shade. Make sure you stay behind a fence.
Pretty easy checklist. All right, so next battle on deck. This is going to be Brett Alexander and Marco Tassone coming up to you. Triple S Motorsports S14 on one side, tires Spot Drift Easy E36 on the other. We go from last year's defending champion in Marco Tassone to this year's Rookie of the Year, Brett Alexander, making quite the name for himself out here. Would love to find a top 8 berth here against Marco Tassone, but Marco Tassone's been struggling all year long. He would love to have a top 8 berth, so someone's season has to come to an end here, unfortunately, and I guess we will find out who in 2 runs' time. As we are set on the line, and Brett, it will be your lead driver. Marco will give chase. Lights extinguished. Here we go. Let's see what we get out of this one. As we come rolling up through the gears here. Little pause. And then an initiation there for Brett. Marco giving him some space, trying not to exceed that front axle, but Marco has to shut it down there. Gets a little bit choked up, but meanwhile, Brett walking it on walls here. Nice angling it in there for that second outer zone as we come past that first inside clip. Now look at Marco Tassone starting to hunt down Brett Alexander. Meanwhile, Brett, a little bit of e-brake and dumps on the angle, a little bit shallow as we head into that last zone. That gives Marco Tassone a little bit of a window here to catch back up as we come across the line. Mission Raceway, make some noise.
So on the replay here, we can see both drivers entering a little bit slower than we anticipated. And as you mentioned, Tony, Marco kind of choked up a little bit there. Not quite sure what happened, but Brett Alexander is right in it. Marco reinitiates behind him. Brett is filling the zones just like we need him to. Nice snappy transition through the center. And then as they come up into that final outer zone, not quite as deep in the zone as we would like to see them, but they are riding the line. Marco on the door as they finish the cross the finish line.
So definitely some work to do for Marco, but I know this guy can throw it down here. Big shout out to Jovi. I hope he's outside actually watching this. Doesn't have to work for once. Hopefully Marco doesn't give you some more work to do here. But I think Marco's going to have one of those 11 out of 10 runs here if he wants to advance past Brett Alexander in this one. Brett, meanwhile, has done a very good job in that lead run here, and I think he's looking to follow up with a pretty sick chase job. He'll have a pretty good driver to follow here. Like I said, Marco, you're defending series champion. And here we go as we are online, ready to rock and roll with Marco and Brett. Marco in the lead, Brett going to give chase. Here we go, Triple S Motorsports S14 fired it into the course here, and already a degree of separation here. Marco trying to sprint race away from him here. Ooh, really nice, starting to open up that gap. Brett starting to drop out a shot here as Marco pedal through the floor right now, doing everything he needs to do. Let's just keep it clean through this third outer zone. Perfect execution here for Marco Tassone. Little bit shallow as we go into that last zone now. Brett trying not to follow the line too much, but you gotta say, almost half a postal code between them as we come across the line.
Yeah, Marco definitely able to take off on Brett there pretty much right from the beginning as they come through that initiation. We really see him step on it and open up that gap. Brett is in the back working to not get lost in the smoke. He misses that outer zone, and then as they come through wide on the inner clip, and then this huge gap in between them, we see Brett in the chase kind of throw some extra angle there as they come in that final outer zone to try to make up for it, but he misses that outer zone, and Marco's out front just making all the smoke. So we'll let the judges deliberate. How do you think that one's going to play out there, Tony?
So yeah, as we looked over the replay, something I wanted to point out, that first zone, or just before that first outside zone, is kind of like a free area. You're free to do what you would like to do. We would ideally like to see you wider to that line, and you saw that Marco took like a mid-lane approach there to shallow it up a little bit, just to open up that bit of a gap there, I think, on Brett. Marco did a very good job through the first 3 outside zones, and I think as we got into that last outside zone there, that's where that's what I think where the judges have been taking a good look at it there. Marco really cut that line there, trying to open up that gap on Brett. I think if he would have done that, just stayed committed to that fourth outer zone, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. But I think just because of Marco's deviation in that lead position is why it is a bit of a chat right now. As we look down towards the respective spotters, I'm going to wave at both of those gentlemen. Hi, guys. How you doing? Oh, wow. JC was the nicer one. That's really surprising. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, we do have a decision here. And moving on to the top 8, it is going to be Brett Alexander. Brett Alexander gets the win. Those boys shake hands. Thank you, gentlemen. Love to see that. And your winner, Tire Spots, Drift Easy, 881 Apparel, Brett Alexander. Moving on to the top 8. So, yeah, I think that was the nail in the coffin for Marco. I think the judges just felt that Marco's a little bit of a drag race out there trying to run away from Brett. And as we talked about at the top of the show, we want to see you, hitting those clipping points as full as you can. And in Marco's case there, a little bit too shallow, I think, for what we were looking for.
He also had a small straight behind Brett initiation, and Brett had a nice smooth line.
And as we send Marco out for the day, he's going to give us some donuts. Let's make some noise for Marco Tassone. Next up, over in the burnout box, you can hear them warming up. Let's make some noise. We've got Sean Corscaden and Jamie Tedesco.
All right, next battle on deck. This should be a pretty rowdy one. We got Sean Corscaden and Jamie Tedesco, both part of those Living Legends drift teams. Sean Corscaden, the bootsfactory.ca BRZ. Jamie Tedesco behind the wheel of the E-Factory E46. Here we go. LS swap, 16 cylinders on track, and various different body styles. Sean Corscaden to the lead, and Jamie's going to give chase. Lights out, and away we go. Look at the tires launch off the back of Sean Corscaden's car as we initiate here. You can hear him just already banging on the limiter as we come into the course. Jamie trying to pick a point to dive in, drops back just a little bit. Sean, meanwhile, nice and tight that first outside zone as we come across the track. Building that second outer zone as we come into the infield now. Perfect past that inside clip, keeping it nice and online through that third outer zone. Sean Corscaden working it in to that last outside zone. Jamie Tedesco trying to find a way to work it in here. Just a little bit behind.
That's pretty all right. That was, we can always count on Sean for, bringing the heat and having a party drift out there. Jamie, one of our veteran drivers, he is calm, cool, collected behind the wheel. I know that Jamie is a big sim drifter. He actually has a exact replica of his car built on the sim, so he spent a lot of time behind the wheel here. He spent a lot of time virtually on this track, so it's like the back of his hand. He knows this place well, and I think he is pretty unshakable in the chase. Let's see what he's going to do in the lead with that clean air out front.
Pretty interesting point you made there, Nicole. Sim drifting, the easy, approachable, total as many cars as you like in a day. Nice, accessible way to enjoy drifting. Make sure to hit up Electric Media for our 24/7 nonstop Strato Bash servers on Assetto Corsa. And we have a bunch of cool download links there if you'd like to, try Jamie Tedesco's car for yourself without asking him for the keys. You can do that online. Matt's as well.
Oh, yeah, Matt's as well. And it's the best way to drive them without worrying about putting them into a wall.
That's right. You can do that as many times as you'd like online. So here we go into the second run here. Jamie Tedesco in the lead position. Sean Corscaden going to give chase. Both of them fighting for a spot in the top 8. Jamie, nice snappy initiation, giving Sean a lot to work with here. Sean just picking his place to dive in here. Wants to keep the aggression up here, and it looks like he's so far doing so. Keeping good pace from Jamie throughout the course here. Being a little bit shallow on that second touch and go as we come across that first inside clip. You can see Sean more angle in that chase position. Jamie chucks it in there. Sean not too far behind. Coming up for the door bang, just getting aggressive. And just as I say that, maybe a step too far for Sean Corscaden as we go to the replay to take a look what happened there.
All right, so they come off the line here. Jamie's nice and wide as they come through the back of the track. Sean is stuck to his door. They start to pour on the angle as they come through the center. Nice line, really close on that inner clip. And then as they come where our in-house audience can see them, that's where it seems to go awry. A little bit of a straighten through the outer zones as they transition. And then it gets a little funky as they come right in front of the grandstands. It looks like maybe Sean poured on a bit too much angle trying to make up for it, and then just cut the line and ended up going a little off-roading.
Yeah, the drone cameras are really nice for this kind of thing. So I think it's a factor of two things here. I think, Sean was obviously pouring on the angle, showing that dominance in that chase position, which we love to see. Jamie, he left that outer zone a little bit too early and kind of just cut off the way where Sean was hoping to drive. So I think that's what the judges are going to take a look at that. They are requesting the replay here. I don't know where these boys are going, but, hope they're having fun. Or maybe they're making it easier for our victory pointing person today.
They're letting him take a break in the shade and not have to run across the entire track. So we'll let them rack it up over here while we wait for the judges to deliberate and see who's going to come out a winner on this one.
So as we head back to the stream here, you can see in that chase position, Sean Corscaden, man, really showing the dominance here as we fill out that third outer zone. That's where the problems begin for Jamie Tedesco as we start to eye up that fourth outer zone. Straighten to start it here, and then this is where Jamie Tedesco leaves the line a lot earlier. It doesn't really give Sean Corscaden a lot of options. Thank you for not running over our signs, but I think that's what the judges are going to take a look at here.
Yeah, I mean, as the chase driver, you are expecting the lead driver to be on a good line, to be predictable, and when they end up leaving a zone too early or entering too late, the chase driver kind of has nowhere to go, so they don't have a lot of options, and oftentimes that'll come across sometimes to the fans like it's not very clear who actually made the mistake, because we see one car go offline. It seems obvious that Sean drove into the middle. He must have made the mistake, but then we look at the replay and we see, maybe there was a little bit of a factor ahead of there that caused that issue.
All right, and we do have a decision. And it is going to be one more time between Sean Corscaden and Jamie Tedesco. Let's run it back. I know both those guys can do a little bit better than that, so hopefully we'll get a nice fight out of a second one more time there.
Yeah, hopefully they can do some work and clean it up on there one more time. We'll let them head back to the pits and do what they need to do to get ready for that. Who do we have up next here, Tony? All right, so as these boys head back to the pits, we are going to go back to our initial one more time. That was between Carlton McDonald and Jacob Orfson. We're going to have them pull into the burnout box, warm up those tires, and then head to the line.
All right, we're lining up our first one more time battle here. Jacob making quite the name for himself in his first Spec-D showing here, much to Carlton's annoyance, I'm sure. But hey, these guys like to drive and these guys like to battle. And here we go, lights off, and away we go. They're going to get a chance here. Jacob in that lead position. Carlton going to give chase for this one more time battle. Ooh, much closer here for Carlton, not giving him an inch or a mile now. As Jacob settling into this one here nice as we go hunting for that first outside zone. Coming across the drag strip here, nice degree of angle here for Jacob Frostman. Meanwhile, Carlton not hanging back now in that chase. A little bit more angle as we come into the third outside zone. As we fly into that last outside zone, look at Carlton McDonald going everywhere that Jacob is. As we come across the line, much better run for both of these gentlemen. So yeah, nice and early initiation. Good pick up there, bud. That's why they make you a judge, not me. Very nice initiation there for Jacob. That Carlton a little bit off in that first outer zone here. Now has to kind of find an A in there. Takes out that first inside clip and gets back out to there. But as the drone camera reveals, Jacob was keeping it pretty clean up front, and it kind of caused Carlton to stretch out and trying to do the best he can to keep up there. Jacob, I guess he dropped a little bit of a tire coming out towards that last outside zone, but not a bad run overall for Jacob. A little bit more work to do for Carlton in his chase run here. Or in his lead run, pardon me. He doesn't chase twice. That'd be silly. Why would you do that?
Now you're just confusing people. Come on.
I promise I know how this works. I'd forgive you if you had questions, though.
Yeah, so we saw a little bit of a bobble in the chase driver there, and maybe a little bit of sacrificing angle to get through the zones and back online as they come through that final outer zone. So we're going to rack them up at the start line. We're going to switch positions, and away they go. We have Carlton out front and Jacob giving chase.
So here we go, Carlton snappy initiation. Jacob trying to jump up onto the door, doing a really good job so far. Jacob keeping that proximity there. Look at Carlton McDonald trying to stretch the legs of the nitrous outlet Ford Mustang. That thing is on full boost right now as he tries to get away from Jacob Frostman. Jacob just has to set it in here, keep it clean. Carlton, meanwhile, I think he's doing a lot up in that lead position. Look at the angle for Carlton McDonald, but look at Jacob Frostman right there on the door as we come across the line. So as we look back on this one, Carlton, very nice job to initiate here. A little bit of a crawl as we get into that first outside zone. Has to bobble out of it, and now filling out that second outer zone much better here for Carlton McDonald as we take out that inside clip. Actually, both drivers leave it there. That's nice. A little bit of a bobble through that third outer as well for Carlton, but this is where Jacob really starts to dive in. He leaves that line, try to gain that proximity, but as he does, he matches the angle as we come to the exit of the course. I'm not too sure if this is going to be enough for a decision here.
It's hard to say how this one's going to go. It looks like Carlton maybe left the final outer zone a little bit early, as we see on the drone, but we're going to bring them up to the front for you guys. Make some noise for these drivers. This is our second run of the day. Carlton making some big strides from where he was yesterday when we saw he was down on power. So being able to complete 2 runs already this morning in competition is a feat in and of itself.
Well, let's hear from you, audience. Who thinks Jacob got that one? Makes a noise. Who thinks Carlton got that one? Makes a noise. Would you guys like to see him one more time? Make some noise? Yeah. Well, possibly ask and you receive. Let's see what our judges decide. They are diligently having conversations about a lot of work going on behind the scenes of here, Nicole.
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of chatter behind us, but I want to give a shout out to our bumper budget boy out here. He's doing the hard work, making sure that Carlton leaves with all the pieces of his car.
Yeah, you don't want to ship those back. The shipping rate would kill you these days.
Yeah, we want to leave with all the parts attached to the car, or at least in the trailer.
Ideally.
And it sounds like we have a decision here. Let's see what the judges have to say on the live stream.
And getting the win and moving on to the top 8 this afternoon, it's going to be Carlton McDonald. Carlton McDonald gets the win, but hats off to Jacob Frostman. What a debut round for him, taking Carlton McDonald to a one more time and really giving those judges something to work for. Man, Jacob, hats off to you, man. We got a chance to talk at the intro. Pretty wicked first Spec-D round, man. Hope you'll be back for more, my friend. Wicked stuff.
So next up, we have Tyler Mayer and Gaston Morrison. Tyler Mayer coming to us from just across the border, and Gaston Morrison from Hard Knock Stunts, one of our local veteran drivers. So this is going to be a battle with, I'm going to say, a lot of entertainment to come, because these two drivers don't hold back. They're going to be on each other's doors. This is going to be a fun one.
So pretty heater battle on deck here. We're going to have Carlton McDonald. Oh, sorry. Carlton McDonald just won. This is going to be Tyler Mayer and Gaston Morrison. That was a pretty close battle. I agree, judges. Maybe we'll pick you guys' brain next time we get a chance to. But for now, we got a battle, so pay attention. Don't look at me, John. Look at the track. Here we go. Lights out and away we go. Tyler's going to lead Gaston into the course here. Pair S13s, JZ under one hood, V8 under the other. Let's see what we get. Good stable initiation here for Tyler as he starts to open it up as we go hunting for that first outside zone. Feeling really nice and tight here for Tyler. Tyler leaves that first inside clip standing where it is. Gaston dropping back a little bit. Tyler finding some pace out front here. Nice e-brake pull here to set up the last outside zone, and Gaston Morrison goes swinging for the fences but keeps it on track. Man, Gaston was on a heater behind Tyler right there.
Did I call it or did I call it? I said it would be entertaining. So as we see these two drivers leave the line on the replay, we have Tyler Mayer out front, really filling those zones, but Gaston sticking it right to the door. A bit of a gap as they come through that inner clip, but nice proximity there. And then lots of speed, lots of power as they transition into that final outer zone. Gaston really pouring on that angle, causing him to have a little bit of a dirt drop and get offline in the second portion of that outer zone. So we're going to bring him back and switch positions and see how we go.
That's so tricky as we come into that last outer zone. You obviously coming in full speed behind the car, trying to play catch up. But you really got to remember those. You got to slow the car down just enough to match the arc of the corner to get it rotated there. And as you see, Gaston came in a little bit too much speed, had to put it in the kitty litter just to check it up. But, you know, did keep drifting, kind of bucked him out. A little bit of a shallow exit. But overall, not too bad of a run, but a very good lead run here for Tyler Mayer. So Gaston Morrison is really going to have his work cut out for him, and that lead position needs to be picture perfect if he wants to try to force a one more time here. So we're hearing from the spotters a little bit of contact in that one. So we have requested a replay up here. So what we're hearing from the spotter is they wanted to make sure that there was no contact between Tyler and Gaston here. Of course, if there is contact, each driver is allowed a 5-minute competition timeout just to check over the car to make sure that it is all up to competition spec. And it does look like, yes, there was a front wheel to the rear wheel of Tyler Mayer, and that could give you a little bit of a steering issue. So yes, can confirm that there was some contact there for Tyler Mayer and Gaston Morrison.
So now that we are confirming that there was contact, we did not see that the first time around. The decision comes down to who was at fault. So I believe that's what the judges are deliberating over right now. Tony, walk us through these rules. What does it mean when there's contact?
Absolutely. So first, it's important to, identify what contact means. Contact can mean any time that the car brushes another car or part of the wall. Anything that exceeds the course's natural limits, I guess. Anything unnatural, if you will. So what can happen with a contact is each driver will then have an opportunity to check over their car if they'd like. Oh, and you know what? We're going to scrap that because we're hearing that these drivers are ready to run it. We're going to bail out of that 5-minute contact call. And Gaston says, yo, let's just go. Heads up. So we'll get into that maybe a little bit later. But as the lights go out, Tyler Mayer is in that chase position. Gaston Morrison, a hard-knock stunt driver, is trying to find another gear here to try to put Tyler Mayer behind him. And let's see what we get as we come into the course. Very nice initiation for Gaston Morrison. Look at Tyler Mayer keeping great pace with him in the shot there. Pulling that second outside zone as we come across that first inside clip. Tyler Mayer absolutely all over the door of Gaston Morrison. Has to grab a little bit of angle to check up in the last outer zone. Now diving in for that final zone. Look at Tyler Mayer. Dominance in that chase position. Make some noise for Gaston Morrison and Tyler Mayer.
Excellent run by both of these guys, and I love seeing these two cars together. They almost look like they could be teammates, although they aren't. They have twin cars and very similarly colored liveries. So as we switch over to the replay here on the live stream, we see Gaston out in the lead, and Tyler Mayer just absolutely sticking it to the door, working that proximity as they come through the inner clip, and then they slide into that first outer zone through this power alley. The Gaston takes off a little bit on him, and Tyler is working to catch up with him, entering that final outer zone a little bit late in the chase, but these guys are putting on a show for us, giving us something to talk about up here in the judges stand, and they're not making easy work of this.
Make some noise for Gaston Morrison and Tyler Mayer, everybody. Whew. I'll tell you, man, that Tyler guy is becoming a notorious chase driver for sure. And moving on to the top 8, it is going to be Tyler Mayer getting the win here this afternoon. Oh, man, what a season for Gaston Morrison, man. My heart goes out to him. He was sitting second overall in points, and he was putting together a really good season. But, you know, that Tyler Mayer, dude, you really got to bring it picture perfect if you want to get by him. And, you know, can't say enough about the driver and the gentleman that is Gaston Morrison. I've loved having the opportunity to watch him progress over the years. Crazy to think, professional stunt driver, professional, just all-around professional good guy.
And looks like he's going to show off a little bit here as we say goodbye to Gaston Morrison for the season. He's going to give us a nice goodbye. If you want to see more of Gaston, you're local to the Mission Track. He does drive here quite often, so check out the BCDA and lots of their events, and you will be able to see him drive again, probably later this year in that series.
So here we go, battle of the very colorful cars coming up next. We're going to have Jesse Foote going up against Garrett Oront. So this one should be pretty fun. I think these are some of the highest horsepower cars in the field that we got today. Mr. Garrett Oront sitting on that supercharged Vortex Supercharger LS something. Jesse Foote with the 2JZ under the hood. Built for war. Where's Ryan? Is Ryan paying attention for once, or? So Jesse's going to be in the lead. Garrett's going to give chase. Start line, Pappy. Ian doing a good job out there. Lights out, away we go. Jesse Foote in the lead. Garrett Oront going to give chase as we run up through the gears. Jesse already off to a flying start. Nice snappy initiation. Garrett picks a time to dive in and decides to go with it there. Trying to pace Jesse Foote throughout the course. A little bit more angle at it. But shallow at that second outer zone as we leave that first inside clip where it should be. Now filling that third outer zone here for Jesse Foote. Look at the speed of Jesse Foote on the way in. Garrett Oront picking up a bit of dirt, but there goes Jesse Foote off the track. And interestingly enough, fun stat for you, that is the second time that Jesse Foote's been passed on this track, actually. Shout out to Mr. Chris Pollard, flash to pass at home. Hope you're doing all right, my friend.
I was going to say this is a bit of a flashback at the end of this lap here, seeing Jesse get passed there by Garrett, a little bit of a dirt drop. Unfortunately, creating a bit of a cloud so our fans can't see these beautiful rainbow-colored cars.
So, wow, a huge dirt drop there for Jesse. Flies all the way off course. That's going to hand an advantage over to Garrett. So we're just going to have to hear from Jesse's crew to see if that tire is in a good shape to make a second pass.
All right, so it looks like we are racking up these drivers again, switching positions. Jesse Foote will be giving chase. We'll have Garrett out in the lead. And the lights go on, and away they go. Take it away, Tony.
So here we go. Garrett with a good chance to advance into the top 8. Jesse's going to give him some space here. Just trying to find a way to initiate Garrett. Meanwhile, kind of looking like a solo show out there. Jesse just kind of hanging back in the photo. Meanwhile, Garrett really wow, way off course there for Garrett. As it looks like Jesse Foote has an issue in the chase. Whoa! Just as we say that, Garrett goes a few tires off track.
All right, so a bit of a yard sale there. We see Jesse shut it down shortly after initiation here. And then, as you said, Tony, it looks like as we go to the replay, maybe Garrett went a bit off track early on, messing up on that line. He takes it really wide on that inner clip and then tries to pull it together as he comes through that first outer zone, transition through, and then he just can't pull that line together and ends up with another big dirt drop. So, like I said, bit of a yard sale. We're going to send these boys back up to the front and see what happens. Judges are deliberating here and having a conversation.
Where you go, Gary? Come on back.
Take it back now, y'all.
Oh, and the cable's about to get run over again. It's almost like we shouldn't drive through these cones. Nah, it's okay. Oh, boy.
You know, it's quite interesting that these drivers can pull out power like that, fly through this track sideways. They've driven it a bunch of times this weekend, and then when it comes time to pull up to the front for decision, they get a little lost. The adrenaline, it's messing with their heads, I think.
Pretty big track, you know, a lot of spaces to go.
There's a lot of corners here.
That's right.
It's all in good fun, though. Garrett, here he is, making it up to the front for the decision.
Nice of you to join us, Garrett. Make some noise for these two gentlemen. And moving on to the top 8, securing his first Spec-D win, Garrett Oront gets the win. Garrett Oront moving on to the top 8. All right, as we move into our final battle, the top 16, we're going to have Brennan Walstrom. Oh, there's one more time. There's one more. All right, so we are going to move on to Walstrom and Juhasz. Angus versus Brennan. Brennan versus Angus. Chevy Corvette versus Chevy Nissan. That's a Chevrolet-powered Nissan 240SX. That's probably what the drag racing guys here would say. Achilles tires. I haven't seen that in a minute. Kind of cool. So here you go. Walstrom will be in the lead. Angus Juhasz will give chase. Love the picture for Angus there. That's a good head of hair on that guy. See if he can make the judges also stand up on end. Here we go. Walstrom absolutely firing it off that start chicane here. Angus starting to find a way to wheel it in here, cutting down that line. Give him that chance of touch up there, that first outside zone. Very good job for Angus here as Walstrom absolutely flying out front as he comes across that first inside clip. Now filling that third outside zone. Nice job here for Walstrom, keeping it clean out front. Angus, meanwhile, has been left to just dive in and try his best. I think we're dealing with two very different levels of horsepower between these two cars here, Nicole.
Yeah, so right off initiation, it looks like Brennan was about to take off on Angus, but Angus was able to wheel it in and get on that door for the start of this lap, but then Brennan was able to just fly away from him as they come through the center here. Angus is trying playing catch up the entire rest of the lap here, and as they come through that final outer zone, there is an entire province between them, it looks like. Angus not able to make it into the outer zone, cutting a really shallow line, and Brendan finishing all the way across the line.
Geez, Nicole, we usually say postal code just to be nice, but if you want to go province.
Well, you know, I felt like that was a safe one to go with because both of these drivers are local. I didn't want to ruffle any of the feathers of our Alberta boys.
And I guess like BC is a smaller province than Alberta, so I guess it checks out.
Just because we don't use the top of our province like you guys do doesn't mean anything.
We'll leave that one there. So Angus Juhasz is going to go to the lead position. Brendan Walstrom will give chase here. Going to be an interesting job here for Brennan. Higher horsepower car now forced to chase that lower horsepower car. He's really going to have to drive it on all three pedals. Remember, if you press all three pedals at the same time, cars take the screenshot. So let's see what we get as we dive into the course. Angus, very nice initiation here. Lots of angles. We come out to that first outside zone. Has to check it up a little bit now. Coming in shallow to that second outer zone. But look at Brendan Walstrom shaking north third in that chase position. Angus, meanwhile, doing a very good job up front. Firing it in here, Brendan Walstrom on that bit of a shallower line, getting up next to the door of Angus Juhasz and does everything he needs to do to stay right there in the pocket. Mission Raceway, make some noise.
All right, so bringing these drivers back up to the center for decision time. On the live stream, we're seeing our media team out in the center there, out in the sun. Give us a wave, guys. Thank you for everything you're doing. They're ignoring me. They can't hear me.
And we do have a decision. Moving on to the top 8. This is going to be Brendan Walstrom getting the win here this afternoon. Brendan Walstrom gets the win. Fantastic showing for Angus Juhasz. Love watching Angus drive. Love him stepping up into the Spec-D series. You know, just nice, excited young chap to be around. So love seeing these drivers get their debut here in Spec-D. It's been a pretty good first season, I think, for Angus. I think second season, actually. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure.
I believe second season?
Yeah, so we'll see what he has for season 3, I suppose.
Well, he's going to send us off with a goodbye here.
Love that Corvette, man. That KBD body kit makes that thing look pretty low. Pretty hot, boy. Just need some chrome things on that thing, and then it'll be all right. So here we go, final battle of the top 16, the one more time battle between Sean Corscaden and Jamie Tedesco. Winner of this will form our, the top 8. like to give a big shout out to Travis at home. Hi, Travis. Hey, John, say hi to Travis.
Hi, Travis. We miss you. You and Eric, you can come back anytime.
Right on. Holly, you can come too because you're responsible for looking after those boys. But here we go. Lights out, and away we go for Sean Corscaden and Jamie Tedesco. Man, I love listening to Sean rip off the line here as shut her down. That's a false start as the cone has been hit. Jamie, bud, you're not supposed to be drifting right now, buddy. Oh, man. That's all right.
That's all right. Well, this one's for fun.
It's all good. Just warming up the tires, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. Oh. Hold on. We're hearing that this Okay, so this could potentially be a car issue for Sean Corscaden, actually. So it turns out Jamie Tedesco was doing the right thing. Our bad. Whoopsie. So we are hearing that that was a mechanical issue for Sean Corscaden, not a cone hit. So Jamie Tedesco, huge advantage here as we come in to the second half of this one more time. Not the way you want to win a battle, but you'll take it if it comes up. So Jamie Tedesco going into the lead position. Sean Corscaden really going to have to throw the whole kitchen sink at it if he wants to continue on this afternoon. I have a feeling he's about to. So here we go, Sean Corscaden diving right into the door of Jamie Tedesco, keeping everything right nice and tight in the shot. Look at Sean Corscaden absolutely stalking Jamie Tedesco through this course. Jamie, try to pedal it, try to wheel it away best he can. Sean Corscaden for one final dive in here. All over Jamie Tedesco right now, and Sean Corscaden. Oh, man.
Let's make some noise for that one. That definitely put me through the paces watching that. As you said, Tony, Jamie left the line there with a huge advantage, finishing the first portion of that battle on his own. But Sean says, hold up, buddy, not yet. I'm not going to let that go that easy. I'm going to stick it to your door, and I'm going to make you work for it. All the way through this lap here, Sean is putting Jamie through the paces, and Jamie is doing an amazing job in the lead. We always see you can't have a good chase without a good lead, so give it up to both of these drivers as they make their way down. Sean is feeling pretty good, I think. He's back there doing some donuts.
So judges just taking a look at the replay here. The point of contention is actually Jamie Tedesco's entry. So, well, you guys aren't going to see it from where you're sitting, but if you check out the live stream, there are 3 standing cones, and ideally your car needs to be initiated in sideways by that last standing cone. So we're really going through the whole rulebook here. Jamie and Sean making us work really hard for this one. I mean, I want to see it one more time. And we do have a decision for this one. Moving on to the top 8. It's a split decision, but Jamie Tedesco gets the win. Split decision. Jamie Tedesco gets the win. Make some noise for Sean Corscaden, though, man. What a fantastic Spec-D debut season for him. Unfortunately, it's going to come to end a lot earlier than I think he wanted it to. A little halftime catch-up. How you doing, Nicole?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing all right. Still got a few more words left in me.
I'm not totally losing my train of thought yet. How are the fans doing out there? You guys keeping cool, staying hydrated? Give us a wave.
You know what? I like the idea of a wave. Let's see if we can get an old-fashioned wave started on. Hey, all you down there by the fence who is definitely standing behind the fence, and I'm sure you're not behind it, help me out a little bit. Let's start a wave. Throw up those hands, and let's see if we can reach it all the way to the stands. Throw up those hands.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Come on.
Wow, dude.
Keep
killing
it going.
me.
Let's go.
You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Okay.
Oh, I see it.
This side of the stands. Let's show them how it's done. Let's start that wave and send it back to those guys. Throw up those hands. Start that wave. There we go. There we go. Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. Wow, guys. I'm going to have to ask you to move from the fence if you're going to be like that. One more time, let's show them how the wave is really done. Throw up that wave and send it back to the stands. Let's go. That's all right. All right, here we go. Battle on track. Matt Rezeki and Carlton McDonald coming in. Nice, snappy initiation here for Matt Rezeki. Carlton. Meanwhile, look at the proximity of Matt. Finding another gear here towards that second outer zone. Pass that inside clip for Matt Rezeki. Carlton McDonald's hanging out there right in the smoke trail. Big old pull of the e-brake there to set up the entry into that last corner. Carlton McDonald finds a little bit of space, nudging up to the door of Matt Rezeki.
What a run. I'm going to take a quick second here to give you guys yet another reminder. If you are not behind a fence, you must be behind a fence. So I can see a crew over on the north side of the track there by the bushes. We need you to move over behind the fences and stay there. If you don't stay there, we will send Mitch. And I know that you don't know who that is yet, but trust me, you do not want to find out. So I see a few more of you. Keep moving on behind those fences, down off the barriers, behind the fences. I see one of the golf carts coming over to give you a little smack on the wrist there.
I mean, I'd rather talk about drifting, so if you guys could just do that for us and let us do our thing, that'd be greatly appreciated. Thank you. So, Matt Rezeki and Carlton McDonald, pretty exciting replay there. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Carlton has for Matt on this one, as we're going to go Sands bumper for Carlton McDonald here. Don't know where he lost that one, but away she goes. So here we go, Carlton and Matt on the line. Both of these guys doing a lot of sim driving together here, so should know each other's driving fairly well, especially on this layout as well. So here we go, Carlton in that lead position. Matt going to give chase. Big snappy initiation there for Carlton to start us off. Meanwhile, getting lots of room to work with for Matt Rezeki here as he dives into the pocket and doesn't shake as we fill that second outer zone, come across that first inside clipping zone. Look at Carlton McDonald in that lead position trying to do everything he can. And a bit far back there is Matt Rezeki, but now diving in, now jumping into the picture and across the line for both these combatants.
So interesting dynamic here as we see these two drivers together. As you said, Tony, they know each other well. They do a lot of sim drifting together. They know each other's driving styles. And then a little bit of dynamic that comes into play here today specifically is Matt's out here just having fun, having a party, laying it all out on the line, while Carlton still needs to be in the mindset of competition a little bit more aggressively than Matt, because Matt's already won that license with the points. So it makes for some interesting battles when you pull the mindset into things and get into the heads of these drivers behind the wheel.
Fly with caution. Fly with caution.
Could watch this one all day. Fantastic work here from Carlton and Matt. So I think the judges are just taking a look at here of whether or not if Carlton was impeded in his chase position at all. I think they're feeling that the arc that Matt came into that first outer zone may have caused a little bit of a disruption, but I don't think it's going to hold much water. And judges requesting the second replay. Spotters, how you guys doing down there? Y'all staying cool? Yep. Working.
We're getting some head nods. That means they're still alive, at least.
Something like that. And it looks like we have a decision coming through here. And moving on to the final four. One step closer to a perfect season. Matt Rezeki gets the win. Well, good season for Carlton McDonald. Leaving a little bit on the table, unfortunately for him. I know it's going to come through good for him. He's one hell of a driver. Here we go. These boys going to party it out for you. Make some noise for him, ladies and gentlemen. So next battle on deck, we're going to have Brett Alexander versus Zendara Kennedy. The young gun versus the Lady of Drift. This will be a pretty exciting one. I don't know.
This is one of the great pieces of drifting is we have Brett, I believe, in his rookie season. Is that correct?
That'd be correct.
And then we have Zendara, who is quite the veteran, professional stunt driver. Like I mentioned earlier, has already run a pro spec season or two in FD. So lots of room here, a big wide spread of experience between these two. And that's the beauty of drifting is that we're lining them up. They're going to show us what they got side by side on this next lap.
Yeah, I think Brett's really going to have to dig deep here if he wants to take the win over Zendara. No slouch in the chase position, and definitely no slouch in that lead position. But let's see. Evidenced by the damage on Brett's vehicle, is not afraid to get into those walls. So let's see if we can get that X factor working for him. As Brett fired it into the course, Zendara in tow. Nice angle to start it off here for Brett Alexander. Zendara keeping really good pace through it as we go through that first outer zone. Now filling that second outer zone. Nice and tight to the wall there for Brett Alexander. As we come across that first inside clip, filling that third outside zone. Look at Brett right now. Little bit shallow to enter that. Wow. Holy moly. All right. We'll have to take a look back on the replay of that one, but that was exciting, wasn't it?
Oh, man, as I was watching that play out, running through my head, what I thought I was going to say was Zendara starts out here. She's keeping pace, and she's staying calm, which is usually her biggest challenge. She gets pretty excited. This is our first time seeing her in the chase position in competition today. So she does a really good job, gives him some space. We are seeing in the drone here that there was maybe a little bit of a wall tap there, and then a little bit of a bobble and a straight, and Zendara throws in a huge backy but misses the zone, and Brett carries it through. Zendara reinitiates to come across the finish line. So lots going on there, lots to unpack.
So definitely, going back to Brett's first half of the lead there, wall to wall, very evident of a one other Drift Easy driver we used to refer to as Pat Fontaine, but don't know what's happened to him. But hope he's doing good, and I hope his hair still looks amazing. So Pat, give that hairbrush for us here at Spec-D. We missed you, buddy. But we got Pat Fontaine Jr. now, so we're okay, buddy. You do what you got to do, man. We'll see if we see you. Zendara Kennedy will go to the lead position. We got Brett Alexander in that chase position. Zendara threw some big angle there in the chase. Let's see if she can do the same here in the lead. Brett, meanwhile, going to have to hang on here and really dig deep if he wants to keep up with Zendara. I think that's the fastest car in the field here this afternoon. So let's see what we get as we come off the line. And already you can see the gap starting to form. Zendara fires it in. Nice arc around the first bit of the corner there, filling that first outside zone. Now transitioning that second outer zone. And look at that, the postal code starting to form here. Zendara absolutely grabbing another gear and disappearing. Brett Alexander takes the dirty line on the way in, trying to keep up. Wow. Just beat the wheels off that thing.
I think this is going to be a hard one for the judges. Probably the cleanest competition run I've seen Zendara run all weekend. And this is the driver that we know she is, the know we love. Her car is quite a bit faster, though. She's got a lot to work with. Brett has a lot to catch up for here. So he's putting his car through the paces, doing all the work he can to try to close that gap, but he just can't quite do it. Throws a big angle on, a little bit of a dirt drop, and misses that final outer zone. Like we mentioned when they lined up, there's a huge discrepancy here, not only in power, but also in experience. We have a rookie driver up against a veteran, so there's a lot that can happen in a run like that, and we did see that on display here.
One of the things I'd like to add is Brett is quickly making a name for himself of being a bit of a giant killer, so wouldn't be too surprised to see this one either go to Brett or be a one more time. Obviously, I'd like to see the Zendara win it too. I just want everybody to win, but obviously
apparently
impossible.
That's not the way it works.
Oh, I guess not. But hey, we all win because we get to watch drifting. So
that's the beauty of drifting, though, right? Like, we can have these rookies come out and take out some of these heavy hitter drivers. You just never know what's going to happen.
So yeah, judges. I think we're going back to look at. Think back to the first run there, the over rotation from Zendara in the chase. I think that's what the judges are kind of deliberating to see how that feels. See how they feel about that. So judges do have a decision for us. And moving on to the top four is going to be Brett Alexander. Brett Alexander gets the win, and Zendara Kennedy will end the Spec-D weekend there. You can see the crew for Brett absolutely stoked. I think they can move a bit faster than that, but
what a weekend for Brett. Like we were mentioning, you never know which way this is going to go. We can have these younger, quote-unquote, younger drivers coming up and doing giant killers, like you said, Tony.
So, yeah, I think that's, put Brett Alexander on your bingo card for next year, because I don't doubt that we'll see him win a Spec-D round.
I'm going to place a bet that the second most hyped pit tonight is going to be Brett Alexander. First one, obviously, is going to be Matt Rezeki, but right behind him with celebrations, I think, might be Brett, because he's probably on a high after a weekend like this so far.
Yeah, it's been a weekend where he's seen everything. A little bit of a car issue, came back from that. Not a lot of practice today, but you know what? Showing up pretty sharp in battles here, so a very good debut season for Brett. I think he can be mighty stoked for that. I know Justin Dubé back at home is probably going nuts in the chat right now. I can't see the chat, but I'm just assuming he is. Man, crazy job for Brett, and yeah, very fantastic watching his season unravel for him.
All right, so as we wait for these drivers to make their way to the line, we are just checking in on the live stream chat. If you're there, say hi. Give Tony a holler. He's in there. He's chatting back with you guys. He's finally opened up his phone, and I see him catching up on all the comments. If you guys are in the house and you want a different perspective, feel free to pull up that on your phone and give it a go. And how you guys doing? You surviving the heat out there? I see some people are maybe escaping into the shade a little bit. All right, here we go. In the burnout box, we have Jamie Tedesco and Tyler Mayer warming up those tires before they pull up to the line. We're partway through our...
All right, second battle of the Great 8. So go back to the judge's decision there for Brett and Zendara. I think the judges felt that, Brett cleaner over the two runs. Zendara obviously had that huge angle up there behind Brett in her chase. And I think that was enough to seal the deal here. As, pretty good. We'll try to, provide a little bit more explanation, see if we can't wrangle in our judges into a conversation or three. I know I did, Logan. I had to, because as much as I got a chuckle of that, I can't say that. But here we go. This is Tyler Mayer and Jamie Tedesco coming online here. And wow, look at Tyler Mayer starting it off strong, but Jamie now diving it in. Not shy, that's for sure. As wow, fantastic job for Tyler in the chase position so far. Jamie dropping back a little bit, taking out that inside clip. Nice transition here for Tyler Mayer, filling out that third outer zone. Wow, really putting the paces to it, but as I say that, Jamie Tedesco starting to reel Tyler Mayer in a little bit there. But as we've seen from previous runs, you really got to be on it on your lead run for Tyler Mayer because he is going to be everywhere you go. So I think Jamie's leaving himself a little bit of work to do here in that lead position, but I think Jamie's one of those drivers that as he progresses, more that he's got the chance to drive, just does better and better. So hopefully that'll be bode well for him in his lead run here. But as we check out the replay of Tyler Mayer's lead, Tyler is absolutely off the races out front. Like I was saying at the top of this, it's going to give Jamie a lot to work with. I think as he cleans out that last outside zone, Jamie will be on a hot one right now. Let's see what we'll get out of the second run of this one. All right, here we go. Jamie Tedesco and Tyler Mayer coming out of the box. Jamie's going to fire it in. Oh, no. And Sean has crashed the unicycle. Wow, look at Tyler Mayer right now all over Jamie Tedesco as we go to that second outer zone. You can't even see Tyler Mayer behind that E-Factory BMW. Jamie doing a really good job in that third outer zone, but here comes Tyler Mayer on the charge. E-Bank drag, diving it into that last corner. Up to the door of Jamie Tedesco. Everywhere Jamie is going, Tyler Mayer is right there, and that is why he is one of the best chase drivers in the business.
Yeah, what a follow here from Tyler Mayer all the way through this entire lap. They initiate. Tyler is right there, stuck on Jamie's door, squeezing it in even a little bit more, not giving him an inch. Jamie's not phased, though, as he comes through that inner climp, center punches it, and then makes his way out to that first outer zone. Takes it a little bit wide, and Tyler's right there with him. Bit of a slower transition as they come through into that final outer zone, and then once again, Tyler reels Jamie in the end of that outer zone. Again, unfazed by Tyler. So two veteran drivers. These guys are calm, cool, collected behind the wheel. Let's bring them up to the front and see what the judges have to say for this one.
I mean, I know what I got to say. I was just stoked. That was sick.
Woo!
Exactly. A little bit of a woo! And we have a decision moving on to the final 4. Tyler Mayer gets the win. Tyler Mayer advances on to the final 4.
And that's all she wrote for Jamie Tedesco today. Give him a cheer as he gives us a goodbye.
You know, I gotta say, from top to bottom, that's probably one of Jamie Tedesco's best appearances in Spec-D competition. It's a bummer to see it end a little bit earlier than I'm sure he would have liked, but you gotta give props where it's due, man. I think a really good weekend here for Jamie Tedesco. It's taken him a little bit of time to get that program, get that car sorted to right where it's wanted to be, but I think this was a very good weekend to show you that Jamie Tedesco is on the right trajectory. I wouldn't be too surprised if we're congratulating him in the soon time as a champion of Spec-D. All right, we're going to step away, pay some bills, play the sponsor reels. Just good reminder to you guys in the house to go visit the Helmy's Pierogi stands and all the other lovely vendors we have for you today, including Hurricane Potatoes, Papa John's Pizzas, RaceGear.ca, and the BCDA Car Show. Make sure to check out some swag, get some merch, get some food, get some seats. We'll be right back with more Spec-D drifting action.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
And we're back. So you got like 2-second warning before we start more drifting. Get back in your seats. Run, 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 run. Go, 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 go. So here we go. Lights on and away we go for Wellman and Oront. Man, Brennan can really wheel that thing as we come into the initiation. Garrett a little bit behind him, a little bit shallow line here starting for Garrett Oront as we start to reach for that first outside zone. Brennan Walstrom, very nice and tidy, comes that first inside clip. And now filling that last outside zone. Huge Huge separation between these two drivers. Make some noise for Wellman and Oront. So Brendan Walstrom doing a very good job in that lead. Not too sure what happened there in the initiation for him. Just kind of gets started, has to back out of it, repack it up and reship it. And, you know, doing okay in the latter part of the section here, but I think the damage is already done. Walstrom just way out front there. But judges did pick out a bobble on the entry there for Brennan, so might be something to keep on your scorecard. All right, here we go. Second part of this final top 8 battle. Garrett Oront trying to punch his ticket into the final 4. Brendan Walstrom would like to do the same. Nice snappy initiation there for Clutch Kid Gary. Getting into that first outer zone. Whoa, taking a little bit of the rear end of that S14 off on the wall there. Getting exciting. Now filling that third outside zone. Wow, look at that. But Brennan diving in here, point of attack. Big shallow line there to jump up into the door, but keeps it nice and clean. Woo! Make some noise for Garrett and Brennan.
So lots to talk about here. A little bit of a slower entry as they come in. Garrett in the lead, Brennan working it behind him. They come through those touch and goes in the back there, but a little bit shallow. Coming through that inner clip, everything is looking good, and then Garrett takes off out front, and it looks like maybe a bit of a drag race here through the center transition into that final outer zone. Brennan sacrificing a bit of his line to gain some proximity as they come across the finish line. So let's bring these cars up front. Let's get a decision from the judges. And fans, what do you think? Is everyone back in their seats now, ready, refreshed, got some water?
It's time for another drift car adventure.
They're really making our victory pointer work out there, sending him all over the track. Are they going to end up in the outer zone for their decision, or are they going to end up on the sidelines here? It's always a guessing game.
You know, good thing they're fast. Yeah.
I think at this point they're just doing it so they can get a couple extra handbrake pulls out of it and have some fun.
Nah, they wouldn't do that. Checking out the replay here. I think we're taking a look at Garrett's way he initiates into the first outer zone there. Ooh, minus a little bit of S14 as he leaves the wall there. But I think it gave Brendan everything some room to work with. It looks okay. I think that's the point of contention here, filling out that fourth outside zone. Just seeing how we enter into that there, and I think that's kind of what we're sticking and looking at there. All right. And we do have a split decision. We're going to go one more time between Garrett Oront and Brendan Walstrom. So your final battle of the Grade 8 going to go one more time, and that means that's a little bit of a pause on the proceedings. So we're going to take a second there and throw back to the live stream, let them run their commercial. Nope. Okay. We're going to toss things actually over to John Bernstead, and he can explain his actions. There you go, John. Welcome to the show, buddy.
So, because of those two reasons there. Oh my goodness, is this better? I don't even know where to start now, Tony. I'm lost. How do you do this?
Back from the top, John. What do you got to say to us, bud?
Okay, we'll start all over again. I'm terrible on the mic. Sorry, everybody. That's why I judge. No, Brennan on his lead run into the first corner, he had 2 bobbles, which really put Garrett at a disadvantage because Garrett's playing catch-up after that. And then Brennan down the straight, he had a large bobble. However, Brennan's chase was significantly better, which, sent it to one more time, in my opinion.
I agree. Thank you for that, John. And the first John Burns said yellow flag moment of the day.
Should I say he was weak?
Michael's still hot. But that's okay. All right, so first battle of the Final Four, and this is going to be a big one. Matt Rezeki against Brett Alexander. Brett making a name for himself, being a bit of a giant killer, and no more bigger giant to slay than Matt Rezeki right now. So let's see what Brett's got. Got to put it all on the line right now, right here, as we come into the course. Nice snappy initiation there for Matt Rezeki, giving Brett a lot to follow, a lot to work with here as we angle up and we get close as we fill that first outer zone here. Look at Brett starting to sweat Matt a bit here. Past that first inside clip, now firing it into that third outer zone. Here it comes. Big attack for Brett Alexander coming out. Nice deep break entry there. Diving up to the door of Matt Rezeki, and the judges' tower goes crazy. Make some noise for Brett Alexander and Matt Rezeki. Let's go.
Pretty incredible chase here we see from Brett Alexander. He's sticking it to Matt's door as best he can. He is putting the car in all the right places and pretty incredible for his rookie season here. Matt knows exactly where he needs to be. He's had fantastic practice all day. He's run great lead runs, great chase runs in all his battles. So he sends it into that final outer zone, locks up that rear end, and Brett Alexander's right there with them as they come across the grandstands and finish it. Final portion of this outer zone.
It's a good sign when you got the judges making a bunch of hand signals in here, blowing kisses and generally being excited. I think everybody was pretty excited by that run for Brett Alexander there. I mean, no slouch in that lead position. That was a perfect run for Matt, not to take any heat away from that, but a very impressive chase job here for Brett Alexander. As we mentioned, his first season in Spec-D competition, and yeah, making the right name for himself, making him the right moves. So let's see if he can keep it up here in that lead position. I think Matt's, for the first time this weekend, really going to have to work for this one. So let's see, trying to get that event, that season sweep here. But the giant killer has come knocking. Brett Alexander.
It's going to be interesting to see what they can do here. We can't put anything past Brett Alexander at this point because, like you said, giant slayer on the loose.
So interestingly, way the cars are positioned here, you can see Matt not quite beside Brett. I think Matt's looking to have a little bit more run up off the line here. Yeah, as they start just a little bit. This is going to allow Matt now to suck up right up on the initiation, and I think he knows that he's going to have to throw it all against Brett here if he wants to continue on this afternoon. Big initiation here for Brett Alexander. Nice bit of coming into that first outside zone. Filling it very nice here for Brett. Brett on the wall for that second outside zone. Past that first inside clip. Matt Rezeki center punches it, but leave it standing. Huge fire in here for Brett Alexander. Matt Rezeki comes on knocking right up to the door, pulling it up, and I'm really happy. I'm not a judge, and just as we say that, getting into the wall right at the end of the run, Brett Alexander leaving it all on track and then some. Whoa.
He is not making it easy for Matt here. Holy smokes. Brett comes out and initiates with a great initiation, tucked right up against those doors. A little bit of a wall tap as he comes through the drag strip. We can hear the judges' tower just going absolutely crazy. And then as they come through into that outer zone, Brett's really making Matt work for it. Getting nice and deep in that final outer zone. Matt is tucked up right on his door. And as they come around in this final portion, their little wall tap from Brett sucks him into the wall a little bit and takes off that back bumper.
As you can almost hear by the collective gasps up here is, yeah, Brett, just a little bit of contact right with the wall right before the line. Oh, man. Man, like
I
feet
think-
away from this being a different afternoon, I think.
No matter what happens here, I think we can
Beautiful shot.
bestow a new nickname on Brett, and I'm going to go with Brett the Slayer Alexander.
Oh, Brett the Slayer. All right, I
Brett
like
the
it.
Slayer.
I mean, ask his E36 how it feels about that. I'm sure he'll agree with you. But we do have a decision. Moving on to the finals. It is going to be Matt Rezeki getting the win. Matt Rezeki will move on to the final battle, but it is worth one more round of applause for Brett the Slayer Alexander.
What a weekend for Brett. Give it up for both these drivers. We will see Matt Rezeki later on this afternoon, and Brett is going to, they're going to give us some donuts to celebrate. Let's go, boys.
Wow. So, battle of the day for sure. Maybe battle of the season? I'm not sure. But it's definitely going to be up there, I think. Yeah, 20 feet away from this being a different afternoon. Couldn't agree with you more, John. Unreal run there for Brett Alexander. So we're still, we're waiting for someone to come battle Tyler Mayer here as he gives a hi to the stream. Just hanging out, looking good. Matching suit to the race car. What a sharp-looking gentleman, eh?
I think he's probably counting his blessings today that he is standing in the shade.
Yeah, no doubt. So we're waiting for Garrett and Brennan right now. All right, we're going to step away and pay some sponsors and throw it to the ad reel. So enjoy these commercial breaks. We'll be right back.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
All right, we are back and ready to go. This is Walstrom versus Oront. Garrett versus Brennan. Let's see if we get a winner out of this one. S13 or S14. 16 cylinders on track. That's the fast facts. So here we go. Walstrom in the lead. Oront going to give chase. And Brennan already off to the races, man. Running up through those gears. Building that first outside zone very well here. Brennan Walstrom. This is giving Mr. Garrett Oront. Oh, wow, a little bit off that first inside clip as we say that. And that is starting to open up the gap. Oh, wow, man. So Brennan Walstrom strong across the line. We'll have to go to the replay to check out what happened to Garrett Oront, but not the run he was hoping for, I'm sure. So nice snappy initiation here to start it off up from Brennan as Garrett now is trying to dive in here. A little bit delayed on the application of power here. We go wall to wall from Brennan Walstrom past that first inside clip, and that's where the problem really starts for Garrett. Just really leaves that first inside clip for a lot of distance in between it. And that has really opened things up for Brennan Walstrom in that lead position. About a 6 car length there. All right, here we go. Second half of the battle. Garrett Oront in the lead position. Brennan Walstrom going to give chase. Let's see how we get on here. Ooh, a little bit of a slower e-brake entry there for Brennan Walstrom in that chase position. Garrett getting nice and tight with that wall now. Feeling that second outer zone. Really dangling it in there. Past that inside clip, and that gives Brennan Walstrom a very good chance to sneak it in here. All over the door. For Brennan Walstrom, Garrett off track, and that allows Brennan Walstrom by, and I would assume into the Final Four. So pretty good start of the run here for Garrett Oront. Has to check it up a little bit as he then goes hunting for that first outside zone. Does a very good job. But yeah, over-rotates the car. Really nice degree of angle past that first inside clip, but really slowed down the car. Very good heads-up driving there for Brennan Walstrom not to get involved in the collision. Has to angle it in here, and that's where the issues begin for Garrett. Starts off the zone really well, but as he applies the power, looks like he just ran out of tires or something. Car went right up off track, and that was it for Garrett Oront. All right, and moving on to the Final Four. It's going to be Brennan Walstrom getting the win. Brennan Walstrom gets the win. Garrett Oront, very nice Spec-D debut. Finally, nice to see it work out for him. I know he tried it a few years ago, had some issues, but takes the deep into top 8 competition. I think he can return home with his head held high. Very good debut weekend here for Garrett Oront as well. Let's take a nice pan-out shot here of the beautiful Mission Raceway. Yes, I assure you, it is about as hot as it looks. Shout out to Kaylin and the cats at home. Hope you guys are doing okay. Chester, it's not dinner time yet, my friend. I know you think it is, but it's not. I assure you, even with the time difference, bud. Sorry, buddy. That's my cat, guys.
If you've never heard Tony before, those are his kittens, and he has to say hi to them every round, or
or they'll explode. Or something, man. I don't know. Kalen's problem right now, but I'll be home tomorrow. So I think we're going back for some tire changes. Kind of lightly sponsored by Zestino Tires. Of course, good plug. Nice tire that we've been running in the series for a long time. Shout out to Sean and Cecilia Hardem, chilling at home. Hope you guys are doing good. And, of course, the Emily Hardem Racing, the ex-merch booth slanger, graduated to driving. So pretty excited to see how her career progresses. But we're going to take a quick break once again, get that ad reel running, and give our commentators a chance to take a small break and see what Jordan wants. We'll be right back. Oh, one more chance, too. If you'd like to commemorate your Spec-D weekend here, make sure to stop by the merch booth. Grab some shirts, grab some hats, grab some hoodies. I know the hoodie seems like a silly suggestion today, but it will be cold eventually, so you probably want one of those. So now we're going to take a break, and we'll be right back with more drifting action.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
All right, live stream. We are back going over a few of our highlight runs from earlier today, kicking it off with Brennan Walstrom leading Garrett Orphant. Tony, tell us what you're seeing here on the replay.
Hello. Hi, I'm on the stream. Sorry, just really distracted by Sean Corscaden and his unicycling skills. So in the audience, if you can make some noise for Sean Corscaden, maybe he'll do a jump on that thing. I don't know how it works. But going back to the live stream, we got a nice compilation of some runs we're seeing from Brendan Walstrom and Garrett Orphant. But, I got to definitely say, though, Matt Rezeki and Brett Alexander, easily my battle of the day. I'm pretty sure a lot of your guys' as well. Yep. Maybe even the battle of the year. Well, we saw some pretty good ones in Agassi, though. Okay. Nope. Yeah, no, I mean, Still Real Productions did an amazing job with the live stream as directed by Electric Media, but here we go. We get to watch this one more time. What a wicked chase here from Brett. I know you guys on the live stream probably loving this one. And yeah, it's John Bernstead said it best, is Brett Alexander's having such a John Bernstead event, 20 feet away from glory. Which I think is closer than you got, buddy. Yeah. But, no, as we look through the replay of this one, I cannot stress enough what an amazing season Brett has had. Really stepped up in. What is that? We got some sort of potato stick in the booth now. Smells great. Coming back into the lead run on the replay. Sorry, just a little bit of snack up here. All up until this point is where it's looking really good for Brett, and then doink, and then it wasn't. And with that, back to the live action. Here we go. We got Mr. Walstrom going up against Mr. Tyler Mayer. This should be a pretty good one. JZ equipped S chassis versus the LS equipped S chassis. Tyler giving him some space on the run up here, and as you can see, reacts first. Trying to get those gears rolling on that S13 first, because Walstrom is going to be flying out front. But that's going to give a lot of room to Tyler Mayer here to pick a spot to dive in. Sticks with it, stays with it. Brendan Walstrom now starting to gap Tyler just a little bit as we come across that first inside clip. Look at Walstrom out front. Absolutely ripping. Wow. You don't often see Tyler Mayer get left in the dust, and I think that speaks to the job that the weekend that Brendan Walstrom is putting together for himself here.
Yeah, as they left the line here, I was thinking, okay, Tyler's got it tucked up nice and close. He's in the pocket. We know Brennan does have the speed, and here he puts it on display and leaves a big gap as he takes off in the lead position. It's, like you said, not often that we see Tyler Mayer having such space and not being directly on the door. So I'm a little lost for words because I haven't seen this from this driver before.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the replay of the live run, you can literally hear me run out of words, too. I didn't really know what to say. I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of Tyler Mayer there. High expectations because he is a very good driver in that chase position, but he'll have a chance now in the lead position to try to throw something at Walstrom here. I think Tyler's really going to have his work cut out for him here. That vehicle underneath Walstrom is very equipped. And, one of the quicker cars, I think, on the field here this afternoon. So let's see what Tyler Mayer can pull out of this one. Really going to have to throw everything at it, I think, to force it one more time here and make a judgment decision in his favor. But as we come off the line, let's see what we get. Snappy initiation for Tyler. Brendan just pacing him in here. Now starting to dive in. Tyler going for that first outside zone. Hits it, puts it very nice job there. Transition outside zone here, and playing the role of Tyler Mayer right now is Brendan Walstrom following Tyler Mayer through the course. As we fire into that last outside zone, super shallow approach there for Brendan Walstrom, but keeping it right next up onto the door of Tyler Mayer. So I think this one might come down to lead to chase, because I think that was a very good lead run here for Tyler Mayer. Brendan Walstrom a little bit choked up in the chase coming into that last outer zone, Nicole.
Yeah, so on the replay here, we see them do send it into initiation, and then as they come through, Tyler center punches that inner clip and takes it wide out into that first outer zone. Brennan having a little bit more of a gap on the door than I was anticipating with the speed we know he has. He does sacrifice line a little bit to gain that proximity as they come through the second portion of that final outer zone. So lots of surprises in this battle here. Not what I was expecting, but fun nonetheless, and lots to unpack for the judges.
So moving on to the finals. It's going to be Brendan Walstrom getting the win. Brendan Walstrom, first competition back at it in 4 years, and he finds himself with a spot to the finals. Tyler Mayer will get the opportunity to go to, I guess, his second consecutive Spec-D podium if he can put it into third place here today. But who he'll be against, guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we actually already know. It's going to be Brett Alexander and Tyler Mayer for third place, and it's going to be Brendan Walstrom and Matt Rezeki for your finals.
Oh, we are in for some fun battles here. Brendan is really shaking things up, coming back into Spec-D. This is his first event of the season with us. Like you said, Tony, he has competed in the past, but first time this year, and he is here to just get his fingers in there, stir the pot a little bit. So yeah, we have some fun battles. If you're not back in your seats yet, you're going to want to run up and grab a spot, because these are some battles you're not going to want to miss.
Nice little convenient time to tell you that you've actually unknowingly paid for 2 seats here today at Mission Raceway. Mission Raceway would like to let you know that your ticket into Spec-D today has also opened up availability to go watch some 8th Mile drag racing. We have a hard cut at 4 o'clock in which we'll hand the course back over to the Mission Raceway staff, and they'll send some drag cars down the strip. So your ticket also gets you into that. If you'd like to join the Mission Raceway staff, say hi to the drone out there. Hello, drone. How's that sunburn look? Ooh, that's not looking good. All right, I'm going to keep doing that and hide my neck behind that collar. Yeah, I don't know what that guy's doing, but yeah, it's all good. As we can see those pesky spotters there on the drone cam. Ew, spotters. So, battle for third, Brett Alexander and Tyler Mayer. Brett Alexander potentially going for his first Spec-D podium. That'd be a nice way to cap off a very exciting season for him. Oh, look at that mountain and think cool thoughts. Nice. Just nice cooling energy. Giving off cooling vibes. Yeah, like that. Almost as refreshing as that Sprite, I'm sure. And for the finals, we're going to see Matt Rezeki against Brennan Walstrom. So that is the state of play right now. I think we're going to take a second away just to pay some more ad breaks. And yeah. Just like that, yep. 1 win away from a perfect season for Matt Rezeki. Let's see how it finishes out as we return for round 3, the final fight of Spec-D Drift Series.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
Welcome back to the Spec-D Drift Series live stream. How you guys doing out there in the stands? Lots of sun today, eh? Sheesh. It's nice though.
So as we head into our finals here, we have drivers swapping tires, so causing a little bit of a break, a little bit of a slowdown. But make sure you stick around because these are going to be some pretty epic battles. And once we finish this, we will crown a winner and have a podium celebration. So the guys like to put on a bit of a show for you at the end of that. Some celebratory donuts, So stick around, grab some footage, walk through the pits. Like we said earlier, chit-chat with the drivers, say hello, ask your questions, give them a congratulations because it takes a lot for them to get out here. A lot of money, a lot of time, huge crews. You know, this is one driver driving on track, but a whole team behind them. So, yeah, give them a pat on the back.
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's easy to just see the driver. Obviously, they stand out a little bit, but yeah, what you don't see is the almost army of people we have behind the scenes, keeping these cars together, keeping drivers hydrated, motivated, and in between, whatever it is that Ryan does. And yeah, no, we love all of our. Actually, don't love all of our spotters, but they're good. They
do a good job.
Yeah,
Come on.
They could do better. But yeah, no, it takes a whole village to make the show work here. And yeah, no, it's been a fantastic season, really. I think we've seen, you know, I think it's easy to get lost in the headline of Matt Rezeki winning every round. But what you don't see past that is it's been hugely competitive. I don't think there's been maybe a handful of easy battles, but other than that, I think they've all been pretty competitive, and all have given our drivers this year something to work towards. And yeah, no, it's pretty exciting a snapshot, I think, of the view forward as we go into the future for 2026. So make sure to follow along on Spec-D Drift Series on all of the social media channels. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook. Hit up the website at www.spec-d.ca for all of the information of our competition series, grassroots series, and Strato Bash dates, which, of course, if you're feeling a little bit of a driftification, as you will, to Edmonton, make sure to join us for Strato Bash on the August long weekend. If you're nice enough to me, maybe I'll even take you for a ride along. We'll see. We'll see.
Open invitation. All right.
You think I can't do this? Wait till you see me drive.
If you guys have been a fan of Spec-D for a few years and you've come out to a couple of our events, either here in Alberta, you will notice that every year, every event, the level of competitiveness just gets higher and higher. So although this is a wrap on our competition series today for our 2025 season, 2026 is already shaping up to be pretty incredible. We have some of the drivers letting us know they'll be driving next year. We never know who is going to show up as a new driver. So these drivers just push each other. They bring, you know, bigger equipment. They push the envelope, new developments, practice in the off season. There's a lot that goes into these programs, and every year it just keeps up leveling and up leveling.
We did ask Jordan for comment, but he basically just agreed with you. So we'll have to take the man of few words, but many talents and a lot of work ethic is Mr. Jordan Maynard, of course, taking over the reins of the Spec-D. We're trying to figure out what to call you, Chaos Coordinator, but I think that's Dustin. Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. It's been dibs, actually.
Duck Wrangler.
Duck Wrangler?
Duck
It's
Wrangler.
more like cats with a degree of impossibility some days.
I feel like it would be easier to herd cats than it would be ducks.
How about drifters?
That's the worst.
Ugh.
That's why I stay up here now. I used to wrangle a drifter, and I did that for a season, and then I said, okay, give me one spot to stand in the shade in the judges' tower where I can just yap about the cars.
Yeah.
I'll take that any day over wrangling a driver.
As we got some unicycle activity up on the stream here. Doing pretty all right. As we're going to the wall. Good proximity there. Kind of swinging around here.
Oh, bringing in some motorized competition. Let's see some figure eights around these cones here, Sean.
Just
no, he's giving up.
Well, a little bit of camera shy, maybe. I don't know. Anybody else got anything exciting for the sideshow out there? Can you even hit a rollback on a unicycle? Does that work? I don't know.
Here we go. We see, looks like Brett Alexander pulling up into the line. Is that?
It is.
What's this far away? I can't tell whose car that is. My eyesight's getting old.
So I wonder if the big technical adjustment Brett was making was removing his trunk.
Aerodynamics, weight reduction. He's putting everything into this battle.
Brothers, it's an E36. It's got the aerodynamic properties of a brick. There's nothing you can do to help it.
Here we go on the live stream. We see Tyler Mayers out of the car giving a fist bump to Brett Alexander. They're getting ready. They're getting the helmets on, getting strapped into the car. track staff is giving them the go-ahead to pull up to the line, so we'll be getting started on our final battles here any moment now.
All right, we are back for our third place battle. In the lead position, we got Brett Alexander. The chase position will be taken by Tyler Mayer. Here we go. Who's going to wind up on the third place box of the podium? Brett leading in Tyler. Nice snappy initiation for both drivers. Nice and together as we come flying out of that first corner into that first outer zone. Fend off Tyler Mayer, but Tyler Mayer trying to sink his teeth in here to the door of that Drift Easy E36. Tyler Mayer across the bumper for Brett Alexander. Wow. Great job in there for Tyler Mayer. Brett Alexander clears the course this time. Fantastic run for Tyler and Brett. And didn't see it on the stream, but it looks like the back panel there of Brett Alexander gets blown in a little bit more. Yeah, right there on the entry. Doink. And caves in that trunk capacity. The carrying capacity of 0 now. Pretty sure. But no, going back into serious mode. Very good dive in here for Tyler Mayer across that first inside clip. Look at that bumper sweep again. I can't believe this guy, man. He's just always in the pocket. Tyler Mayer, man, no stranger to danger. And Brett Alexander, meanwhile, a little bit of a bobble filling out that last outside zone. But all in all, a pretty clean run for both these gentlemen here. Fighting hard for that podium. That's the way we want to see it. Almost an E36 Ti there. Yeah.
Hey, that's my favorite car. We
Oh,
can
really?
do a transition.
I like it too because there's less E36.
I like it because it kind of looks like a pug. Not wrong, eh?
I see it. I see it.
I'm giving myself away here. Jeez, I gotta shut the mouth.
Yeah, look at that thing. That's... Jeez. All right, here we go. Tyler Mayer in the much better looking S13 in the lead run position. And we got Brett Alexander going to give chase. Brett firing it in here. Oh, wow, Brett. Oh, man. Brett taking more wall on the way in here. He's just really driving the panels off this thing here, trying to keep up with Tyler Mayer. Tyler, nice transition there as we come across that first inside clip. Tyler Mayer with a full car of steam here. Starting to build a bit of a gap. One final dive in here for Brett Alexander, taking that shallow line to get back up on the door, sinks it, and it works. They come across the line together, makes a noise for Tyler Mayer and Brett Alexander. As, Tyler doing everything he needs to do in that lead run. Look at how he's entering in that first outside zone. Very smooth. Loving the arc for that past that first corner. Both of them leave that first inside clip there. Love that. I'm sure Justin Frey is going to love that too. He's been catching that thing all day long. Like, let's see him take a break. But yeah, lay the side of the replay. Brett trying to dive in. Has to deviate a little bit from the line to try to gain that proximity. I don't know if it was worth the risk or the gamble. I don't know if it paid off the way he wanted to, but I think our judges have a decision on this one, so we're going to let them get that to us. Whoopsie. Incidental contact? Judges, does that count?
All right, so it sounds like the judges do have a decision. We're going to send these guys back to the start line. We're going to hold that decision in our pocket for a little bit longer because we have our final battle coming up next. We will make all the announcements at the end of the day on Podium for you guys to celebrate with us.
A little bit of spilled drift car, but hey, that never hurt nobody. We're just having fun. You get that on the bigger jobs for sure. So here we go. Time for the finals. And what a story, tale of the tape between our two drivers. One side, we have Matt Rezeki, who's made a very a habit, I would even say, of cleaning up in competitions this year. I think he's shared equal success here at Spec-D as other drifting series as well. On the other side, Brennan Walstrom, fresh back at it after a 4-year hiatus, finds himself here in the finals at round 3 of the Spec-D Drift Series. One win away from a perfect season for Matt Rezeki. It's never been done in Spec-D competition, and we are 2 runs away from finding out if it's possible.
Yeah, Brennan has, as I said earlier, stirred the pot, shaken things up a bit here after a 4-year hiatus. So we're going to see, is he going to disrupt Matt Rezeki's chance at a perfect season? We're going to have to wait to find the answer to that one.
But not too long as the lights extinguish, and here we go. Mission Raceway, make some noise because we are at the finals. Matt Rezeki going to lead us away here. Nice snappy initiation from the far right-hand side. Bring it back to the left-hand side of the course. Now matching the arch of the first outer zone as we attack it here. Full lock, full attack. As Brennan Walstrom all over the door. That Lord Code 350Z past the inside clipping zone. Brennan Walstrom really pushing Matt here. Huge dive in here for Walstrom, exceeding the front axle a little bit. Has to check up. Now drops into formation as they come across the line. Wheel to wheel, door to door. Makes a noise for Matt Rezeki and Brennan Walstrom.
How can you not be excited after a run like that? Looking at the replay here, Matt comes in with his signature snappy initiation. Brennan is right on his door. Matt sends it left to right, wall to wall on the track, coming through that inner clip nice and tight, and then sending it out to that outer zone. Brennan dives in on the door, little bit of separation as they come through the transition, and Matt is right on the line in that final outer zone, and Brennan dives in, putting it on the door, putting the pressure on Matt as they come across the line.
One of the interesting things to note there on the replay, look at the transition of Brennan Walstrom behind Matt Rezeki, almost getting to angle before Matt does in that fourth outer zone. So very good display of commitment here. But I think this is the way that Matt wanted it to go, you know. I think he wanted to be pushed in that lead run so that he could come out here and have a killer chase. So I think we're about to see some fireworks here. So Mission Raceway, stand on your feet, make some noise. Let's get rowdy for the last time today. This potential could be the final run. Here we go. Brennan Walstrom, Matt Rezeki, let's go. Final run of the 25 season. Nice snappy initiation here for Walstrom. That gives Matt Rezeki a chance to pick him up. As we come in through that first transition, there we go. Tight to that outside zone. Matt Rezeki all over Brennan Walstrom as we come across that first inside clip. Now Matt Rezeki gives that Brennan Walstrom a little bit of nudge. Get on going, buddy. Firing it in from a long way back. Matt Rezeki is picture perfect in that chase position. Door to door up against the wall. Small degree of separation between them. Oh my goodness.
Woo! There is not many runs that give me full body goosebumps, but that was one of them. I think I said on the last run, could we ask for anything better? And apparently we could have, because like you said, Tony, this is a picture perfect run. Snappy transitions, tight on the zones, filling every zone, right on the door. Maybe a little bit of a hiccup there on that first outer zone, but then they snappy transition right into outer zone. The final piece here, Matt, is on the door of Brennan Walstrom all the way through, crossing the finish line. I think that there's lots of excitement inside those cars. Probably a lot of giggles, big smiles on these drivers' faces. Mission, let's give it up for these guys in their final drive of the 2025 Spec-D season. Get on your feet, stop the feet, clap the hands, give us a cheer. Let's go.
That was awesome.
Can you tell I'm excited? I was so excited.
A little bit. You're giving me excitement vibes.
Good.
Yeah, okay, good.
I think for me, this is the hardest part of the whole weekend, is that we have to stay up here while they do the podium, because I just want to go give high fives and hugs to everybody.
Definitely. But let's see who we're giving those high fives and hugs to first, I suppose, right?
So it sounds like we do have a judge's decision. I see our track staff is bringing out our back. Oh, no, we don't. We don't. Our track staff's just getting prepped ahead of time.
Man, how does Jordan get over there so fast?
I don't know. I think he teleports.
It's got to have a tunnel or something. So judges deliberating here. What do you guys at home think? Let's check into the live stream chat, see how that's going.
So live stream subscribers, you guys have the benefit of being able to watch our replays. Head over to the chat. Tony's live checking out the chat. Let him know what you think. Drop some opinions. Drop some predictions.
Judges requesting a replay of the battle. Live chat, what do you guys think? Hey, Paul, you should put it on a shirt, bud. Ben Peters Media, how do you mute Tony? We've been trying to figure that out for years, brother. If you got any, tips for us, let us know. Oh, I think the drone's doing a burnout on the ground or something. Cool. That kind of looks dangerous, actually.
It's doing a little dance beside us. Sounds like a dying bug. Oh, and there he goes.
That was such an ADD moment. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Is anybody being nice on the live stream chat yet? Nope. They're all still hating on my hate for the E36, which...
Hey, I'm here for it, okay? I was
nice.
the one that said, I'm not afraid to say I like an E36.
Oh, there you go. So at least we found an announcer that likes the E-chassis people. I don't. All right. Sounds like we have a decision here. Well, Mission Raceway, guess what? We're going to go one more time between Brendan Walstrom and Matt Rezeki. You thought we were done, but wait until you catch the sequel of the final battle once again for the last time again. I'm sure this time.
How many times can we do the last time? Interestingly enough, that was a full split decision through all our judges. So we had one judge choose Matt, one judge choose Brennan, and one asked for a one more time. So that means we rack them up, line them up, and send them on their way again for a second time of this battle.
So we're going to hang out and wait for a tire change and fill out some more air time here. So, yeah. I like it. Any other thoughts, Nicole? I know we've been really leaning on each other a lot here to fill some air, but, things are going well.
I've had so many thoughts today, but since we have a little bit of a break here, I did want to give a shout out to my nephew, Jamie. He's 3 years old. He's watching
Jamie.
on the live stream while camping because he has the coolest auntie ever. So he couldn't miss camping, he couldn't be here tonight, but he promised me he would be watching this afternoon. So hi, Jamie. Love you.
So, yeah, confirming that they are going to be changing some tires. So, I don't know. I think, you know what, let's take a quick pause again, paste some ad breaks on the ad reels, get that back up there for our lovely live stream audience. You guys like commercials? We'll have some more. And we'll be right back with the finals again for the 2025 Spec-D Drift Series.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.
All right, so we have a special treat for you, and I hope we don't go to regret it. We're going to just remind these lovely gentlemen to try to keep it as PG as we can, please. Okay, so without further ado, let's turn it over to the Sean Corscaden and Jesse Foote. One more time, finals report.
What are we talking about? I don't know. We're talking about our performance this weekend.
Yeah, we suck.
No!
Oh, whoa, shit.
Me and Jesse, we are Drift Week bros. We did 2 Drift Weeks this winter, and all that amounted to was being able to put down good qualifying runs.
I think we're just so consistent that we tied in qualifying and then went out in comp the exact same way. We are so locked in on just doing bad.
I don't know. I don't think I was consistent today, but I drove okay. The car had a couple issues. That's why it shut down. That's why I wasn't able to put on a good show for you guys, but at least it was loud and fun and fast. Whatever. What else do we got to say? Someone asked me a question. Like for me?
My favorite battle of the day was myself.
Oh, my God.
Battle with myself. Every time.
There's no fight like the fight within.
I don't know. I think my favorite battle of the day had to be Jamie Tedesco.
The only one
my only battle, being a top 16 bro kind of has its negatives, limitations. You can only pick one favorite. But Jamie did very good. He put on a great line for me. His gas pedal broke off, and he was able to complete the run, no problems. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we did the one more time, and then my car shut off. So his mechanical issue was not as bad as my mechanical issue. And I don't know, I just kind of drove angry after that and was able to stick it to him. But it's already too late at that point. But now that the sadness is over, I had peak fun. This is great. I'm coming back. I like going fast.
I went too fast today.
I don't know why I'm gripping this hard. I don't know, Matt. Let up, bro. No one's taking it from you, man. You're fine.
I'm holding the mic as hard as I can, and I don't know why. Hey, whoever is in the stands that was at round 1 and 2, raise your hands. Woo! Woo! Hell yeah, you guys are the realest. We'll see you soon. I'm not good at talking on this.
Whoever is in the stands and was at round 1 and round 2 and is not a crew member, raise your hands. That's what I thought. Okay, you guys are still up here. You're not leaving, so I think you're ready for some more questions. My burning question for every driver always is, what is your favorite track snack? And it has nothing to do with the fact that I'm starving right now.
I don't eat on track days. Maybe water.
That's a lie.
It doesn't look like it, but it's true.
Okay, Sean.
So I'm not supposed to answer this. If we were at a party event, my favorite track snack would be Trouble Teas. And at Spec-D competition, my favorite track snack is probably orange cranberry muffins. What? And maybe some caffeine. I need a lot of caffeine. I need a lot of caffeine here. Honestly, a lot. That's about it.
Well, I've always wanted to be a judge, so I'll give you guys your performance reviews here. Sean Corscaden, added to the list, man. I thought you could be a commentator if we were, out of a plan C. I think you did pretty good. Jesse Foote, I'm disappointed, yeah. You took the words right out of my mouth. Nice for you to talk without the microphone, but...
What's worse, the commentating or the driving?
Yeah. Ooh, ask me next year.
But you know what? You know what is on point always for Jesse is his merch game.
Merch game?
I remember a couple years ago, my husband came home from a Spec-D event, and I didn't go to it, and he shows up with this shirt with this guy's face on it that I've never seen before, and it says foot fetish. And I said, well, excuse me, where did you come home from? What were you doing today? And he says, I was at the racetrack. I went to drifting event. I had a hard time believing him until I came back next year and saw that it was actually a race car driver on the shirt. So saying that, at the end of the day today, while you guys are walking through the pits, like we said, talk to the drivers, but also if they have merch, maybe grab a t-shirt, help support the team, head over to the Spec-D tent, grab some Spec-D merch. Those things go a lot further than you may realize, and they mean a lot to the drivers and to the series when they get that support.
So we do have some fan driver questions. None for Jesse, but one for Sean Corscaden. Gravy Drifts wants you to know, do you think he's hairy? Paul Gracie wants you to know if you think he's hairy.
Paul Gracie, great guy. I may have pulled his pants down in front of a bunch of our friends, and I immediately regretted it because at face level was his backside, and it was a forest back there, and I regret it, and I would do it again.
All right, so we've all learned something here this afternoon, more than I'm sure we bargained for, but hey, you'll get that on these big jobs, especially when the commentators take some big risks and pass the microphones over to the drivers. We'll probably do it again, but probably not soon. Judging by the way this microphone smells now, yeah, I'm not going to do that twice.
Let's just say it's a good thing it's the last round of the season. Whew. All right, so it looks like our drivers are riled and ready at the start line. We have Matt Rezeki in the lead and Brennan Walstrom giving chase.
So lights out and away we go for the finals one more time, possibly for the last time once again. Here we go, Matt Rezeki and Brennan Walstrom. Wow, snappy initiation here for Matt Rezeki. Man driving like he's possessed. Brennan Walstrom gonna try to stop him, see what he can do here. Matt Rezeki, perfect in that first outer zone. Not too bad in that second outer zone. Pass that first into that clip. Look at Brennan Walstrom now on the charts. Lining up that big attack for that first and final outside zone. Matt Rezeki, oh man! A tire off for Matt Rezeki. Meanwhile, Brennan Walstrom all up in the paint, all up in the mix.
Whew, one more time. They just, you never know what's going to happen, hey? Lots out of the line here. Matt Rezeki, good initiation, snappy as always. Brennan is right on the door as they come through the back of the track here, wall to wall. Past that inner clip, Brennan really tucks it up on Matt's door as they transition, and then a little bit of a weird line as they come through that first outer zone. Snappy transition through the alley and then into that final outer zone where Matt drops a tire, and Brennan looks like maybe he cuts a bit of line to gain that proximity once again, as we've seen him done in previous runs. So let's send them back to the start line. They're going to switch positions and see if we can wrap this up here today on their final, maybe final, one last time ever, maybe run.
The sequel. Yeah, so we'll see. And it's interesting. That's the only mistake I think I've seen Matt Rezeki make all year, other than qualifying fourth, God forbid. Yeah, so let's see if that's enough to hand it over to Brennan Walstrom. I don't think so, though, because like we said in the first top of the run, man, Matt's been waiting for a good chase run all day. And, well, I think he's about to get it again. As if any evidence from the first run, yeah, I think we're set for fireworks. What I'm trying to say is, folks, I don't think we're going anywhere yet, so I'm not going to hype this one up like this the last, but let's see what we get out of the end of this run. As here we go, lights out and away we go. Matt Rezeki's got a point to prove. Brennan Walstrom, though, trying to send it in all caps. I'm here and I'm ready to challenge, but Matt Rezeki starting to dial it in, but just as I say that, big separation now for Brennan Walstrom and Matt Rezeki. Brennan absolutely flying in that lead position, finding another gear here. I can't believe I'm saying this. Where did Matt Rezeki go in that chase run?
What was that? I was hooting and hollering the whole time during that run behind you, Tony. I don't know if the mic picked that up. But as Brennan does his initiation here, he had a bit of a lead on Matt. Matt tucked it up right in the door. And then this gap starts to form as they go wall to wall through the alley here. then it just keeps growing. This is not what I expected to see from Matt. All day we've seen him just out here having fun, driving for fun, big smile on his face, and I think this might be a little bit of the mad Matt that we've seen in the past coming out to play. He knows what's on the line. He wants that perfect season, and Brennan is here to stir things up. He's not just going to hand it to Matt, and Matt wouldn't want that anyways. So fantastic driving from both of them, really pushing each other, pushing the limit. Let's see what that means.
Audience, dear audience, what do you guys think? Make some noise. I love that. You guys have been a fantastic audience all weekend long. Love you guys a lot. Always love coming out to Mission Raceway. I think this is 5 years now you've been stuck with me, so hope you'll have me back, but hey, I understand if not. It is what it is,
I don't think we're going to get rid of you anytime soon. We're going to keep you around.
I tried. Bite the crayon.
All right, so we are bringing up Tyler Mayer and Brett Alexander, who did our battle for third place. They're going to join Matt Rezeki and Brennan Walstrom up on the line. As we bring them down, announcements will be made. Podium ceremony will happen shortly after. We'll have some celebratory donuts on track for everybody to take a look, have some fun, cheer these guys on for what they put on display for you today. And then, yeah, this is a fun event. Whew.
It's pretty not bad, wasn't it?
Pretty not bad.
Yeah, as we get everybody in place, we're going to close with some closing thoughts. I think this was, as you said, a lot of fun. One sec. You take that a second. What up, Justin Dubé? Wouldn't forget you, buddy. I think I owe Paulie G a shout out too. And of course, my friend Nasser Dean of Nasser Dean's Beams. Get all your crazy BMW plastic pieces you could ever need, of which there are many. Who'd build a car out of plastic? That's stupid. Yeah, so we have all of our drivers there. Fans, you guys ready to adorn them with applause, love, and appreciation? Well, I hope you are. There you go. One more time, let's make the noise for all of our drivers and Spec-D staff today.
Try not to sacrifice too much longer.
You guys love us. We'll keep coming back. Make some noise for Nicole. She did a pretty good job, I think so.
And give it up for Tony for guiding me and filling in all of my gaps when I lose my words.
Noticeably quieter.
I like it. Good job, guys.
The people have spoken. One more time. Make some noise for LBDJ, Mr. Jeremy. I'll do it for you, buddy. Got it on lock. All right. We have our decisions, and it is time to announce those decisions for you. Alrighty, we have your decisions. Finishing it up in third place today for a second consecutive Spec-D podium, Tyler Mayer takes home third place. Brett Alexander will wind up in fourth place. A very fantastic drive from him. What a show. And your winner here at round 3, the final fight of the 2025 Spec-D Drift Series. For the first time this season, it's not Matt Rezeki. It is Brennan Woolman takes the win. Walstrom. I would. Brendan Walstrom gets the win. Matt Rezeki takes home second place, 1 win away from a perfect Spec-D season. But he is your 2025 Spec-D champion. Finishing... And in terms of your 2025 points standings, finishing in third place, Gabriel Bovarage is your third place finisher for points overall. Gaston Morrison locks up second place. And Matt Rezeki is your 2025 champion and will receive his Formula Drift Pro Spec license. And one more time before, well, we're out. Just like to thank our lovely sponsors. Of course, Spec-D Drift Series is a Formula Drift Pro Spec licensing series, which goes to Matt Rezeki this year. Can't wait to see him down in Pro Spec competition. We'd also like to give a huge shout out to Zestino Tires Canada, Devotion Tire, Crip Royal, who makes our lovely trophies we'll be rewarding to our drivers today. Augmented Racing, like to say, hey, what's up, how are you, mate, to wherever Joseph Janik is today. Yellow Speed USA, JB's Power Center, 110 Hobbies, Kinetic Signs, and Fish Tech Racing. The live stream brought to you by Electric Media, Drift Enthusiast Magazine, Buddha FPV, Still Real Productions, and the BCDA. In-house mics and commentary provided by the lovely LBDJ. I've been Tony Kosh, a.k.a. Spec-D TK, and this is Nicole
Bogusinski.
Nice. Good timing. That's it. That's all from us. So we'll say what's up. See you later. You can catch the BCDA action coming up, I think, August
24th, I believe. BCDA will have their next event. I believe that'll be out at Agassiz, if I'm not mistaken. But check out their website for local drifting events. They've got a great calendar up there. And I think we're good.
All right, yeah. And as for Spec-D, we're not back. Well, we're back out on track many times at Rad Torque Raceway for our open practice and Spec-D Bro-Am series, which I think is actually going to adopt the Grassroots series, just in red and not green. So kind of fun change there. And of course, we'll be back out on track and on the microphone on August 29th, all the way over there at Stratotech Raceway Park, my favorite place in the world, for Strato Bash. So thank you for joining us here on the live stream. I'd like to say, goodbye, be good, have fun, be fun. Tip your waiter. Be safe. Make good decisions. And if you don't tell us about it. Thank you. And signing off for the final time in the 2025 series. Thank you very much, audience. You guys have been fantastic. You're all gone, but thank you anyways. And live stream chat, thank you guys as well. This is on behalf of the whole team here at Spec-D. Thank you very much for coming out to our events. Thank you very much for enjoying our events online. And we'll see you next time, either in person or online.
Hey, this is Jared Deanda, the voice of Formula Drift, and we'd like to present to you the official Canadian Licensing Partner Series, Spec-D and BCDA Drift Series.
Well, you guys ready to check out some battles? Welcome down to Spec-D Round 2 here at Mission Raceway Park. It's Mr. Justin Dubé, Holy G, Alex Stein, Johnson.
Meet Stepper, underground methods, that natural, get the more than the whistle. Right terror, but they
For the final, one more time. Let's see if we get a winner here. We do have a decision on the course. Marco Tassel is your 2024 Spec-D champion.
JB's was built in Alberta, the province with oil in its veins and horsepower in its heart. Founded more than 50 years ago by Jim Bell. Jim created JB's with an undying passion for making vehicles look and perform better. To this day, we still strive to provide the best range of aftermarket parts, including complete engine assemblies, performance parts, truck accessories, car audio, and remote starters. With a huge selection and a full team of enthusiasts, JB's Power Center has been an obvious choice for decades. JB's Power Center, parts for enthusiasts by enthusiasts.